Nope, hit record.
Pregame, if you can get stands and cheerleaders and
Well, and we say good evening to you from Keyser Field at Paulding High School. It is week number 12. It is the second round of the OHSAA football playoffs. Good evening to you. I am Josh Bush alongside Andy Singer, who, well, you're putting the headset back on for the first time in a long time, my friend, and, well, good to see you here tonight.
Yeah, it feels really good, and actually being next to you brings back a lot of good memories, that's for sure.
Good memories? Absolutely. Wow, I'm impressed I made the good memories side, but we're set for what should be a great battle here tonight, Andy. I know you had the opportunity to see these guys when they played back in week number 6, and it was a battle literally down to the wire, and we're looking for another good game here tonight. Two very evenly matched teams.
It is, and if you look back to week number 6, it was a roller coaster of emotion, going from the first half of barely having any offense to the second half being full of it, going right down to the last 2 minutes of the game were so exciting, just like most big-time games, and it was all it was meant to be, that's for sure.
You see the opening coin toss there as Fairview has deferred, and they will Paulding will be receiving the opening kickoff here tonight. Again, this is the 11th meeting between these two teams. Fairview leads the series 7-3. We're going to take a timeout as our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show rolls on. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Visit them online at drivebobestill.com. More to come on our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show when we return right here on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Welcome back to Keyser Field here at Paulding High School. Josh Bush, Eddie Singer with you as we are set for week number 12, the second round of the OHSAA high school football playoffs, as the Paulding Panthers are the home team here tonight, the number 4 seed for head coach Jim Menzie, who, well, this team 10-0, 7-0 in the Green Meadows Conference for their first place finish, first ever Green Meadows Conference title, first football conference title period in 37 years, Andy, and their first F game. Home games in the postseason are certainly something that everybody is going for, but this is a Paulding football team that has played some really good football throughout this regular season.
It has been exciting, and if you look back at the beginning of the season, you know, they were hoping for big things last year, I believe, coming off a 7-win season, and then looking at improving upon that to see what they could do, and obviously, you know, I think this is above the expectations of what they thought coming into this, being able to go 10-0 and winning that GMC.
Well, this is a team, and again, we'll talk about Fairview in a few minutes, but very much like Fairview, this is a team offensively, Andy, that likes to throw the football around. Colton Hunt, their senior quarterback, over 2,200 yards, 28 touchdowns, just 6 interceptions on the season. That's career and season records for passing yards and for touchdowns. It all starts with that senior quarterback.
It does, and, you know, he does a great job and is able to be flush from the pocket and doesn't get flustered when he's doing that, and is still able to see the field and make some good things happen. And I think that's one of the biggest things that Fairview has going that they have to make sure they keep in mind is that, you know, he doesn't get riled up when you put pressure on him, but they got to make sure they do it all night.
Well, it's one thing to throw the football, but he's got a trio of wide receivers that have been outstanding throughout the season. Jordan Manns, Blake Ronehouse, Jalen Manns, all three of those guys have a lot of catches and a lot of yards. He's got some nice big targets out there to throw the football to.
Oh, and these guys are also not small guys either, and so a lot of times you'll find is that he throws the ball up and lets them go get it, and when you got speed and you got height and you got the ability to jump, that is a hard combination to defend, and it showed the first time that they played that was a big part of it.
Well, passing is one thing, but being able to run the football and giving a little balance to your offense, junior running back Avery Cooper has done a nice job in the backfield.
He has, and if you look at that, averaging just a little over 5 yards a carry and 13 touchdowns, he wants the ball and able to add some stuff to the offensive output because as if you have an offensive run game, that just opens up your passing game as well, and that's what he's going to try to do. Now, Fairview also understands that and has changed up their defense for tonight as well.
Paulding not only offensively but have done a nice job, just 12 points a game on the defensive side of the football. That win margin, 29 points a game that they're winning football games by. It's do one thing when you can score, but you got to be able to stop the other team, and they've done a nice job putting a nice defense together.
They have, and this year the GMC, there was a lot of disparity there amongst some of the teams, but you still have to play the game and the whole way through. And a lot of times, with that running clock, it does help keep the score down in the second half if you got that big lead. But you still only giving up 12. That's pretty impressive for high school football.
We're going to take another timeout on our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. When we come back, we'll take a look at the opponents here tonight, the Fairview Apaches, in a rematch of week number 6 of the regular season. That's all to come on our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show next here on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Welcome back to Keyser Field. Josh Bush, Eddie Singer with you. Second round of the OHSAA playoff football matchups. Easy enough for me to say. Here tonight, as our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show rolls around, opponent tonight, the Fairview Apaches, 10-1, 6-1 in the Green Meadows Conference. Second place for head coach Doug Rakes. Andy, that one loss, week number 6 against this team here at Paulding. 36-32. It was a back-and-forth game, like you said, low scoring at the beginning. Came down to, a touchdown by Fairview with 1:34 to go, and then a long touchdown from Paulding with 38 seconds to go, and back and forth. Big matchup here, but this Fairview Apache team, this is a well-tested team, and again, they're going to look a lot like Fairview, a lot like Paulding when we get down to the numbers. Yeah,
the numbers are very similar, and the thing we also got to look at is that Fairview has an extra game in there too, so some of those numbers may be a little skewed, but over the first 10 games, definitely the numbers were right there amongst each other is very similar, but the weapons, that's the biggest thing that is always against Fairview is that so many weapons offensively through the air and on the ground makes it very, very difficult, so Paulding's going to have their hands cut out tonight.
Last Friday night against Tenora, as much as you look at the offensive numbers that happen, defensively, allowing just 126 total yards to that Tenora team that really gave them a run for the money in their first meeting in the regular season, Andy. A lot of big plays offensively, but defensively last Friday night against Tenora, this team was ready to go, and they were firing on all cylinders.
They were, and one of the biggest things they had going for them was at the defensive back play, with the Elijah Aaron being a new one out there on the field this year, first year that he's playing. He's done a great job, but sometimes, just that inexperience catches up to him a little bit, but he's overcome a lot of that, and going into Week 12, he's not playing like a first-year player, that's for sure.
Well, the other thing that I talked to Doug Rakes earlier this week, and we're going to hear from him in just a minute, but I talked to him about how important it's been for them to run the football. And this is a difference than maybe some of the Fairview teams of the past, Andy. You've got Drayden Grinnell-Dennis in the backfield who's done a nice job. He's a big fella that likes to, kind of downhill running. And the quarterback, William Zedike, has done a phenomenal job this year at not just beating people with his arms, but beating people with his legs and two. And then you throw in guys like Kellen Beals, you throw in guys like Logan Oglinger who get some touches on the ground. This is a multifaceted run game that allows you to do more in the passing game.
It does, and I think that's one of the big keys tonight, as we'll talk about after a bit with Drayden. That Drayden Grinnell-Dennis is a big kid, and he knows that this is his senior season, so he wants to leave it all out on the field, and he's showing that. Man, he gets that ball, and he just runs hard. That's what you want to see as a freight train coming through there, and he's one of those that can do it.
One of the things that stood out in the first matchup, 5 Fairview turnovers, 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles, plus they give up a safety in that first game. How important is it for them to clean that up here tonight?
Yeah, it is, and I think if you look back to some of those turnovers, they were late, and at the end of half was one with a interception. But I think, though, it is important for that you take care of the ball, because every possession is going to be critical tonight when you got 2 teams that can put a lot of points on the board.
I had the opportunity earlier this week to visit with Fairview head coach Doug Rakes as I sat down and went one-on-one with head coach Doug Rakes. Well, Coach, last Friday night, opening round playoff win over Tenora. Big performance from your team. Talk about that win last Friday over Tenora.
I think one of the most complete games that we played all season long, just from all 3 facets of the game, offensively, defensively, from a special team standpoint. We were obviously able to get things going in the passing game, and then William, with his legs, was able to make some things happen. And then defensively, I thought vast improvement over the first time that we played them. The focal point was to really limit them in the running game, and I thought we were able to do that. Cooper Raplogal went for over 200 yards the first time that we played him, and this time around I think he went for right around 50, I believe. I'm not exactly sure on that, but a lot improved there, and really we did about what we did the first time in the passing game. We limited them to about 120, 125 yards. So just overall, I thought very good performance defensively. And then, from a special team standpoint, offensive standpoint, we got done what we needed to get done.
Well, you get that last Friday night home game, an extra home game for some of your seniors, and talk about what that's like, just to get those guys under your lights at your own stadium there for an extra week.
Oh, that's awesome. And, being an athlete and in any sport, really, to be able to get an extra home game is just, it's awesome. And it's not awesome for just the athletes, but also for the community and really for the coaches from a standpoint of a routine and things like that. So, very pleased with that. And, opportunity's still there. If we could maybe get one this week, opportunity's there to potentially host another one.
Well, let's shift gears a little bit. And, you mentioned the defense, and I was going to ask you about that, but you answered all those questions before I could ask them. But offensively this year, your passing game has been so good for years and things. One thing that I think is overlooked, and it's kind of one of those things that most people don't understand, a good passing game relies on being able to run the football. And I think you guys have, we've seen, Griddell Dennis, we've seen Kellen Beals in there, obviously your quarterback at Zedike, having that added dimension of being able to run the football a little bit more. How's that done? What has that done for you scheme-wise offensively?
Well, it's really helped us in terms of being able to finish games. You could look back through the regular season and the Wasion game, late in that game, we had to kind of run a 4-minute type offense where we needed to grind the clock out. And same thing against Delta, a physical running team like Delta. We were able to do that late in the game and churn out first downs and kind of ice the game away that way. And, if you look throughout the season, there were opportunities for us to do that, and we were able to do it. Whereas in the past, I don't know, necessarily that we've been able to do that. And, when you're able to do it, it does set some things up for you. We don't have a whole lot in terms of our play action game, but we do have a few things that we use the run for to set up some passing concepts for us. And, the better you are and the more capable you are at running, the better that those concepts open up for you.
The other thing that I notice offensively, Coach, is the amount of athletes that are involved in what you're doing. It's not 1 or 2 guys. We're talking 5 or 6 guys are involved in what you're doing. What is that like to have that kind of athletic prowess on that offensive side of the football?
Well, it really helps. I mean, obviously we have Logan Olinger, who we like to get the ball to, and we think is one of the best playmakers around, can make things happen. But, teams can scheme to take him away and do some things to kind of limit his production. And we think that when they do that, we have 5 or 6 other guys that we can get the ball to that can really hurt you. And that just kind of opens things up for those guys. So, anytime you have that situation, no matter what offense you're in, it's a good thing.
Well, this Friday night, on to round number 2 of the playoffs, a road trip, but not a long road trip, down the road to take on Paulding. Obviously, a team that you got the opportunity to play earlier in the season. Heartbreaking loss back in week number 6, but what do we know about Paulding, and where's the mindset been this week as you head into this second round of the playoffs?
Well, we know a lot about them. I mean, they have 3 or 4 of the best players in the conference, and the Mans twins, and the Roanhouse kid, and the Hunt kid at quarterback. I mean, those guys are dynamic playmakers, and if you focus too much attention on those guys, Avery Cooper can hurt you out of the backfield, running it and catching the ball. So, from an offensive standpoint, from their offensive standpoint, our defensive standpoint, they're very dynamic, and then defensively, I believe they held us to our lowest point total of the season, or right around there. I'd have to go back and look, but I think that was the lowest point total that we had. We were able to move the ball on them, put up a lot of yards, but we struggled when we got inside the red zone against them. And we've been working hard on that this week to try to be more efficient down there. And obviously we're going to have to limit the turnovers that we had in the first go around with them. I believe we turned it over 5 times, 6 if you count the safety. So it's hard to do that against a good team and still be competitive.
Well, when we talk about this game, obviously I think something that you guys like all the time, but getting off to a good start, setting the tone for the game, how important is that going to be for you Friday night?
Well, I think it's vital for us. Last time it was the exact opposite. I think, really we did get off to a good start. I think we were up 7-0 in that game, I believe. But then, they turned the tide on us early. So, they had a lead throughout that game. But at the end of the first quarter, I believe at halftime, and then they just continued to lead until the very, end of the game. And then we were able to get it back a little bit there. With a little over a minute to go, but then obviously the way that the game ended, they scored with 30-some seconds to go. But yeah, I mean, starting it off a little bit differently this time, and gaining the upper hand early, I think is going to be very important for us.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us, and best of luck Friday night.
All right, thank you.
Stick around, more to come on our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show when we return right here on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
That was my Clear Channel employee ID.
Oh, there you go. Dad.
Good. Welcome back to Keyser Field, as everybody knows that one now. Just so everybody knows, we have Command Central set up in a van, and Andy and I are doing our best to go off some screen. We've got 5 monitors in front of us, and Andy's all over the place. But welcome back to our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame shows. You heard there from head coach Doug Rakes as we are getting set for the playing of our national anthem here tonight. We'll be setting it down on the field for the Paulding Marching Band in just a minute here. But Andy, we're going to talk keys to the game here in a minute, and I know we spent a lot of time going through this. And before we get specifically into that, these two teams are so similar that when we were talking about keys to the game, these keys could almost go either way for either of these teams.
Oh, they can, and that's the thing, is that the other thing we can look at that is different than most playoff games is that because they know each other so well, we can compare how they played against other teams as well, because everybody's played the same teams pretty much, being that they're from the same league. So it gives us a chance to really focus on exactly what needs to be done in order to pick up that win.
This tournament is sponsored and conducted.
Well, it is like we said, the 11th meeting between these two teams. Fairview leads the overall series 7-3 after that win back in week number 6. As we're going to take a look down on the field here tonight as we get you set for our national anthem. Our national anthem is courtesy of the Defiance County Veterans Office. Proud to support local veterans and their families and connect them with the resources that are available to them, as we see the color guard on the field with the Paulding High School Marching Band. And we will get our national anthem coming up momentarily as we headed field side here at Keyser Field.
Our officials for this evening's game are
I guess we're not quite ready for it yet. There's a lot to say when it's an OHSAA. As you see the Fairview Apaches coming onto the field from their locker room, let's quickly get our... Trying to listen to the PA announcer if we're going to get have an opportunity here or not. But let's talk keys to the game here tonight. Let's start with the Paulding Panthers. And you seeing them coming onto the field. Andy, limit yards after catch here tonight.
Yes, that's probably the biggest one that we could say that could go both ways, but definitely one that Paulding has to do. You know that Fairview's going to throw the ball. You know that the receivers are going to catch it, but it's making them not get many yards after that catch is going to be so crucial because when you get it into playmakers' hands like that, especially Logan Olinger, he's so fleet of feet that he can move so quickly and agile to go through that defense. If you don't wrap up and take him down right away, it's going to be a tough one.
Using their playmakers, you mentioned that. We talked about that trio of wide receivers. They got a lot of them, too.
They do, and it's not just Logan Olinger, which a lot of people talk about. You know, Gavin Meade, Gavin Garza, Brody Williams, John Huffman, Shady Fritch comes in there late. I mean, those are a lot of things, too, that just make it so tough for DBs to have to guard all of them.
And then limiting penalties tonight, another important one here for Paulding.
It is, and both from both sides of that, but Paulding had 70 yards last meeting that they had against Apaches, and Fairview was at 67, so both of those need to limit that in order to keep it close.
All right, I believe we're ready for our national anthem now. Again, a courtesy of Defiance County Veterans Office. Proud to support local veterans and their families and connect them with the resources available to them. Let's go field side for our national anthem.
Under the direction of Mr. Evan Foster and Mr. Noah Elliott.
Our national anthem, courtesy of Defiance County Veterans Office, supporting our local veterans and their families and connecting them with the resources available to them. Let's continue on with our Northwest State Community College keys to the game. Your key to great career opportunities begins with a great education at Northwest State. For Fairview, Andy, they got to utilize the run game here tonight.
It is, and I think that's probably one of the biggest things in talking with Coach Rakes and some of the players today. It is Drayden Grinnell-Dennis that's going to be that workhorse back there that's going to have to pick up those big yards. But you always know that you got William Zedike back there that also can be a huge facet for the Apaches to use.
Limiting big plays. We know that both these teams can chunk off yards in a hurry, but Fairview's defense work cut out for them tonight.
Right, and if you look at last time they played, that was what the difference maker was, the 2 or 3 big 40 to 50 yard plays for touchdowns. You can't have those and expect that you're going to be able to keep a team from scoring a lot.
And the other one, pressuring quarterback Colton Hunt. That's going to be a huge one here. Saw it last week against Tenora, but another set of circumstances here tonight. They're going to have to get a lot of pressure on number 7.
They are, and that's one of the things, as we said earlier, is that he's still a good job. He does a good job of being under pressure and throwing off both feet. And when we say that, is whether he's rolling to the right or left. It's still impressive the way he's able to handle that. But you can't just let him sit back in the pocket and be able to pick people apart. You got to make sure he's on the move.
Our keys to the night game, courtesy of Northwest State Community College. Your key to great career opportunities begins with a great education at Northwest State. Well, let's get our starting lineups. Our starting lineups are courtesy of Baker Schindler Company, proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting service for nearly 100 years. And we're going to see the offense for the Paulding Panthers here first, and they're led by that senior quarterback, Colton Hunt. Colton Hunt, who comes in with over 2,200 yards through the air, 28 touchdowns, just 6 interceptions. Can beat you with his feet as well. In the backfield, he'll have junior running back Avery Cooper, and he'll have some big targets on the outside. Blake Roanhouse, Jordan Manns, Jalen Manns, and Emmett Barnes are the wideouts up front. Eli Pesifal is the center. Miguel Martinez and Parker Egnor are the guards, and the tackles are Javon Stiltner and Isaac Counts. For the Fairview, the defense will be on the field here first tonight, and the upmen, those are the guys. The defensive line, Adam Spangler, Isaiah Weed, Gage Mullins, and Gavin Mead. They're going to have to create some disruption there to give their linebackers some space to make plays. Brody Williams, Steven Mendez, Drayden Grinnell Dennis, and in the defensive backfield, John Huffman, Gavin Garza, Logan Olinger, and Elijah Aaron. Those guys are going to have their work cut out for them here tonight against this Paulding offense. Our starting lineups again, courtesy of Baker Schindler Company. Baker-Schindler.com. Our opening kickoff tonight is brought to you by Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit member-owned financial cooperative. Visit Superior CU to find out more. As we said before, Andy, should be a good one here tonight between these two teams.
It is, and as we went through those starting lineups, we also got to think about those defensive ends for the Apaches. That's going to be a big part of this also, is that they can keep containment on Hunt, not let him get outside, as well as Cooper. Cooper likes to bounce it out to try to get around and use his speed, and the defensive ends are going to put a big role of that, trying to push him back to the middle of the field.
Well, the final seconds of the pregame clock have ticked off as they're going to get it teed up here. The big fella, Landrick Vandermeid, will tee this one up for the Apaches at the 40-yard line. And round number 2 of the OHSAA playoffs are underway from Keyser Field. Our opening kickoff, courtesy of Superior Credit Union. It will be taken out across the 20, near the 30, now the 35. That's Blake Roanhouse, and that's where the Paulding offense will start their first drive. And we'll see what the Panthers can put together. It'll be first down and 10, ball at their own 35-yard line on first down, and a nice starting field position on this first drive for Paulding.
You know, and that's a nice run back there as Landrick is able to kick her down to the 5-yard line. You know, he put a good boot into that. You know, it's one of the problems with it also, getting up in the air like that. It makes it a little tougher for the receiving team to get set up, because they got to wait on it for so long. But it still did open up a pocket there for Roanhouse to take off.
So it'll be first down and 10, 4 receivers set for senior quarterback Colton Hunt. Now they'll shift everybody around. 2 guys in the backfield, 3 guys in the backfield. Under center, it'll be a little misdirection and some mix-up in the backfield, and this is going to be a big loss on first down as they handed that ball off to junior wide receiver Jalen Manns. But you see, Andy, sometimes when you try something a little bit different, you saw them run into each other in the backfield there, and it's a loss of 5 on first down, and this is second down and 15, behind schedule already on a second and long.
You know, that is obviously a little miscue there that they did not plan on, but, you know, that, again, just one of those that you mark off and say, all right, let's not run that again. Try to come up with something different here.
Ball spotted at the 30-yard line, shotgun formation with a pistol look as the lefty will throw it left side. It'll be caught out across the 35 by Jordan Manns. He's wrapped up and brought down immediately. Give him a gain of 6. And that'll be the first completion of the night for Colton Hunt. And a nice job there. 6'3", 185 is Jalen Manns. And you can see what he's got here. Big targets, 6'4", 6'3", 6'2", 6'2". He's got big receivers on both sides of the football.
You know, and that's what is a key to that, is that throwing the ball up and letting them go get it.
Third down and 9 as pressure comes. Manns will roll to his left. Now he'll dump this one off, and it's going to go incomplete. He was looking down that far sideline. And, again, nice coverage on the backside. Pressure coming from the down lineman, Andy, and that's going to force a fourth down and an early punting situation here for Paulding.
You know, we had talked about that earlier, about how many punts are going to be tonight, and early on I think you probably are going to see more of those, but as we get later in the game, you know, there's so much weapons on both sides that they'll probably take chances if the yardage looks doable.
Olinger will stand at his own 30-yard line. As the punt coming from Jalen Manns, he'll get this one away. It's a high boot. It's going to go to the far sideline before it goes out of bounds. And not an opportunity to make a return here. We'll see where the stripes are going to go. He's going to walk back towards the 20, find his way up. We know how this goes. He's still walking. And he's going to say 35-yard line. So that's where the Fairview Apache offense will come onto the field. And this is again, just like Paulding, a high-powered offense. They come in, Andy, nearly 440 yards of total offense, 44 points a game. And, I'll tell you what, this is a high-flying offense that has a lot of weapons, and I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to do here in this first series.
Yeah, no, and as we said, it's a way to start it off. And, again, I think that you will see that they're going to probably look at airing it out to begin with because that's what everybody thinks they're going to do, and then they'll change it up as it goes. But you'll see a lot of different guys with the hands on the ball.
So we have an officials timeout here. I believe they're looking at the clock, so it looks like they put some time back on the clock. It was down under 10 minutes, and now setting it back to 10:08. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Apaches. Ball spotted at their own 35-yard line. They'll come to the line as it'll be an empty backfield for their senior quarterback, William Zedike. He'll have three receivers to his left, two to his right as he's in back in shotgun formation, and just a quick hitter over the middle, and that'll be hauled in by the junior wide receiver, Gavin Garza. That's going to be a nice gain on first down. Give him 10, maybe 11, Andy, and that's give him a gain of 11, and that's a first down. And the first down of the ball game here belongs to the Fairview Apaches, who go quick to the line. First and 10 now, ball at the 36-yard line. Zedike back to pass. Got all kinds of time. Now he's going to step up in the pocket before he's hit and dropped. Looks like he might have gained a yard out to the 47-yard line. No, they're going to say back to the original line. So no gain for William Zedike. Nice pressure that time coming from the Paulding defensive line.
You know, again, that's what Paulding has to do is contain William because he will get after it and he'll go. But now you got Grinnell Dennis back in the backfield with Zedike.
Split off to the right of Zedike on second down and 10. He looks to throw. He's got time. He's going to go across the middle. This will be in and out of the hands of Gavin Mead, who had a little space on the defender, but it almost looked like he lost that football up in the lights, Andy.
Yeah, it looked like it might have got tipped right there. Good defensive in the defensive backs were able to get their hands in there and knock it down. And as we said earlier, Gavin Mead also has great hands, so they're able to get it out of the way so that they can have another third and long here.
Third down and 10. Ball at the 46-yard line. Zedike back to pass. Comes to the left side. This will be Mead with it across the Paulding 40, inside the 30, down inside the 25-yard line. That's going to be a big gain there on third down and 11, and a great job of converting did the Fairview Apaches. Give him a gain of 30 all the way down to the 24-yard line, and that's a nice job. Apaches will go quick to the line of scrimmage. Grinnell Dennis in the backfield. He'll get it on first down, and he'll just run straight up the middle, and he is hammered by junior linebacker Jalen Mans, who will limit him to no gain, but that's the first run of the game that we've seen, designed run anyway, for the Fairview offense.
You know, and with Drayden on that, you know, when you get your legs wrapped up like that, it's tough to go anywhere. So you got to give credit to the Mans boy for being able to get in there and do that to Drayden because he's a big kid.
Fairview will check the play from the side. Empty backfield, 5 receivers set, trips to the right, 2 receivers stacked on the left for William Zedike. Shotgun formation, design run, he'll tuck it and go across the 20. He tries to cut it to the outside. He's wrapped up and brought down. A nice job again by the junior linebacker Jalen Mans of bringing William Zedike down. He's going to gain 5 down to the 19-yard line. And again, that's what you see with William Zedike. He's able to throw, but he's a nice shifty runner when he tucks that ball down.
And that is something that could also get into his way, too, though, because if he tries to be shifty like that, go east and west and not north and south, he's going to lose some yardage because Paulding's got a lot of speed to be able to catch up to him.
Third down and 5 at the 19-yard line. First trip inside our Stanball Jewelers red zone here tonight for the Fairview Apaches. And now he's off to the races. He's going to be close to the first down marker. We'll see where they're going to put it down. He's going to be about a yard shy at the 20-yard line, and that's what you were just talking about, Andy. Had he stayed north and south on that one, probably gets to that first down stick, but instead it's going to bring up a 4th down and 1 at the 15-yard line. And it looks like Wildcat formation. Olinger will stand in the backfield as Paulding will load up the box now. As Fairview looks to the side, looks like they might be waiting maybe to take a timeout here, and that's what they're going to do. Doug Rakes will call the first timeout of the ball game, and that's a timeout for us, and we'll take it with them. 7:04 to go in our opening quarter. No score here at Keyser Field. We're back with more after this on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Welcome back to Keyser Field. Josh Bush, Andy Singer with you. It's the second round of the OHSAA playoffs here tonight. And, as advertised, Andy, this is already shaping up to be a good one. But this is a big 4th down here for Fairview early in the ball game. They've got a kicker that could boot one from here. But I'm not sure if you're going to settle for 3, if you're going to go for it here.
I think with this short down yardage like that, it's been very difficult to stop Logan Olinger when they're in that Wildcat formation for just a couple yards. But it looks like they're not going with Wildcat, but you could probably bet they are.
So Olinger will take the snap. He's going to go left, and he's going to be hit and dropped. He will not have the first down here. In fact, he's going to lose 2 yards back to the 17-yard line, and it'll be a turnover on downs. And this is a big defensive stop for Paulding early in the ball game.
Oh, that is very huge. And if you look at that, that doesn't happen very often. That's for sure to keep Logan from being able to get any. But when you stack it in like that, they weren't able to. He wasn't able to get outside, and that obviously ended up getting him the loss of 2.
So the Panthers will take over. First down and 10. Ball will be spotted at their own 17-yard line. It'll be 2 backs in the backfield with Colton Hunt. He'll take the snap, and it'll be the second man through. This is Jalen Manns with it. He'll come right side. He's going to gain a yard out to the 18, but a nice job of getting in there. The sophomore linebacker, Steven Mendez, led the way for the Fairview Apaches, and that's a credit to that linebacker core. They do a great job of pursuit to the football.
They do, and Steven Mendez now is just a sophomore. He's a young guy back there that has a lot of strength. He's a horse, and he knows what he's doing when he's trying to run through people to try to make those tackles.
Second down and 9. Ball spotted at the 18-yard line. It'll be Avery Cooper with it, his first touch of the night, and the Apache defense was ready for it. This is going to be a loss back to the 15-yard line, so a loss of 3. The junior running back, Avery Cooper, 70 carries, 567 yards, and 13 touchdowns on the season. But a nice job there of this Fairview defense to bottle him up.
Yeah, he was going east and west again. One of those things that when you got a strong, quick defense and you're going east and west a lot, they're going to catch up to you. And if you do end up having to turn back in, that's where they're coming from. And so, therefore, they were right there to stop him.
So it'll be another 3rd and long for Paulding as they'll stack 4 receivers to the right of Hunt, and he's just going to do a quick little jailbreak, and it'll be hauled in by Roanhouse, and it was read perfectly by the Fairview defense. He's going to gain a few, but not enough to make a difference as I'm not even sure he got back to the original line of scrimmage, and he gave him a gain of about 2, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and another punting situation. This is 2 offensive series here for Paulding, and I would say so far the Fairview defense has done a nice job of being up to the task.
Yeah, they have, and that's one of the things that they have to continue to do is not to let down and keep getting after it, because the more pressure that you put on them, it's going to make it more difficult for them to figure out exactly what's going to work.
It looks like we're going to have a different punter this time. It'll be number 10. And this is a low line drive kick that goes near the midfield stripe and out of bounds. That was Easton Lehman, the senior, who's done a little punting earlier in the season. But this is going to be outstanding starting field possession for this Fairview offense on their second possession.
You want to try to flip the field on that, but he wasn't able to get a good handle on the ball when he kicked it. And, I guess Fairview is going to have good field position here.
I know there's a punter in the day that had a 98-yard punt.
That's maybe a little stretch of a couple yards, but pretty close.
I've seen you hit a golf ball, so it's nothing like
about
that.
The same distance.
1st and 10 for Fairview at their own 30, or excuse me, at the Paulding 34, and this is the first turnover of the night. That was a jumped route, and that was all red on that far sideline by Nick Boffman, and that is the first turnover of the night as, just a nice job there on 1st down and 10. Ballman knew kind of where that was coming, and he jumped the route there, and that's the first turnover of the night.
You could see it develop here from the camera view and seeing that, they was right there. I think that's one of those that William would like to have back and either check down to somebody else or just tuck and run, because as soon as those long passes across field also are just so dangerous. For that reason, it gives the defense a chance to maybe catch up to the ball when it's thrown.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 for Paulding at their own 49-yard line, as we'll have two backs in the backfield, and they'll fake it. Now airing it out down the left side. A lot of contact, and defended well. It was, again, a lot of contact, but going both ways. John Huffman over there, the senior for Fairview, putting the, fighting with Roanhouse a little bit. But, both guys are getting a little handsy, so referees are going to let it go.
And that's the thing, is that's a huge factor in this, as we also talked about, is that if the officials, and it's playoff football, let them play a little bit, but that also, if they change their mind, that could be a big game changer.
Single back in the backfield is Cooper behind behind Hunt, as he'll throw this one to the near side. It's caught this time by Roanhouse out near the Paulding 40-yard line. That should be good enough for a first down. It'll be a gain of 11, and that's their first first down of the ball game.
That is correct.
And they'll go quickly to the line here as Fairview is changing personnel, and they'll go right up the middle with Cooper. And, Fairview's kind of caught in a little bit of switching out of some personnel. Lucky that one didn't get broken open, but a gain of 2 for Cooper, his first positive yards of the night.
It's very tough. That up front defensive line is very strong and very aggressive, and it's tough to gain any yardage on them, but you got to tip your hat to the Apaches for plugging up that hole.
4 minutes to go in our opening quarter. Still scoreless. Paulding on the move as Hunt back to pass. Pressure comes. He's flushed to his left. He's got green space in front of him. He'll tuck it down and go. He's going to be out near the first down marker. We'll see where they put him out. But that's a nice job of identifying what you have and not forcing anything. And that's going to be a gain all the way down to the 31-yard line. So it'll be a gain of 9. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1. As you see head coach Jim Menzie there on the sidelines. We'll see what.
Big stop here by the Apaches. If they can keep this from being a first down, gives them a nice chance to get that 4th and short.
Cooper in the backfield. He'll get it on 3rd and 1. I think his knee went down. Yep, there you go. They'll say his knee went down at the line of scrimmage. So it'll bring up 4th down and 1. And, well, as you know, Andy, it is, I don't know that it's really decision time here for Coach Menzie, but it's 4th down and 1, and it's going to be a battle of strength here for this first down.
It is, and I think that you're going to see a hard count here to try to draw the Apaches off. That's also caught the Apaches a few times, because when you're aggressive like that, sometimes that does backfire a little bit, because you're getting after it, trying to get in the backfield quick to get that stop.
Looks like they're going to be burning a timeout here to talk about this, as they'll let the play clock wind down, and Coach Menzie will take a timeout. 3:01 to go in our opening quarter. Paulding 0, Fairview 0. We're back with the 4th down after this on DCTV Sports.
Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance, and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com.
Welcome back to Keyser Field. Josh Bush, Andy Singer, as, see the grills outside here, Andy. They're cooking up some good food. Playoff football, great atmosphere, a little chilly, but honestly, we haven't had much of that this year.
And it could be much worse. There's no doubt. If you just look
Supposed
at the
to snow this weekend.
We don't talk about the S word. This morning when the rain was coming down and everything else, you look outside thinking, oof, this is going to be miserable. And the football gods opened up the sunshine and dried it all out, and we got a beautiful night.
4th down and 1. It'll be a stacked backfield behind Colton Hunt. He's got 3 backs in the backfield behind him. Hard count, but it ball's on the ground, and I believe this is going to be Fairview football. Either way, it was going to be Fairview football because they weren't going to get the first down, but that's going to be a fumble. So credit a turnover. And again, not that we don't see Paulding go under center, but when you change up, when you go from that shotgun to under center, shotgun under center, there's a lot of things that can get mixed up in those exchanges, and I think that's what we saw there.
Yeah, I believe so as well. And even though the Apaches were right there to stop them, that changes everything when that ball's rolling on the ground.
Motion from the near side is Olinger on 1st down and 10, ball at the 33-yard line as the pass will come near side complete, and that is hauled in by Gavin Mead, and that's going to be a nice pickup out near the 43-yard line, and that should be right about enough for the first down. Yeah, they're motioning for the first down, so give him 10, and a great, nice, on-time throw from William Zedike.
That's Mead's second reception and 40 yards on the night so far.
Empty backfield, trips to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Now motion with Beals. Zedike back to pass. Pressure comes from his backside, and he will be wrapped up and brought down. And that time, credit Javon Stiltner, the sophomore defensive end, not giving up, working that outside, and he's able to get in and bring Zedike down.
He did a great job of fighting through that. Adam Spangler right there, senior, was able to hold his ground for quite a bit, but Stiltner put a little move on there, was able to spin around and right into the hands of William Zedike.
Loss of 5. It'll bring up 2nd down and 15 back at the 38-yard line. And it'll be an empty backfield. Zedike looking to throw. Surveys the field, goes across the middle. This is hauled in by Shady Fritch, and he'll be close to a Fairview first down. It looks like he's going to be a yard or 2 shy, but that's a nice gain. And when you talk about the weapons that Fairview has, Shady Fritch is one of those guys that quietly sneaks in there, and he's going to gain 14 and give Fairview an opportunity here to have a 3rd down and short.
You know, that's also one of those things is that Shady Fritch has that speed.
Olinger will hand this one off, and it'll be Huffman trying to go right side, and that was played exceptionally well by the by the Paulding defense. Huffman's not going to gain a yard there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and 1. Well, we've seen 4th downs galore here, and we haven't even hit the first quarter mark yet.
You know, that was an impressive play, a little tomfoolery there by the Apaches, but Paulding right there, you know, Huffman was not able to get north. He was going east and west, and stringing it out by Paulding. They had a lot of guys there to shut him down.
Well, you see that wildcat with Logan Olinger quite often. And it looks like Fairview's going to line up here to punt this one away as Drayden Grinnell Dennis will stand ready to punt on 4th down and 1. Paulding has it stacked, and I think Fairview's going to play a little field position here. This is a good punt by Grinnell Dennis. It'll go inside the 20-yard line, and that's going to be a nice job. We'll see.
No penalty there with the running into the punter.
I don't.
Drayden went down unless he got blocked into him, but definitely went right into his legs as he finished his kick. Must not have.
So no penalty marker thrown there.
Wow, must have been blocked into him.
It'll bring up a 1st down now as the Paulding offense will come back on the field as we're in the final minute of our opening quarter here at Keyser Field. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Paulding at their own 19-yard line. A lot of plays in this first quarter, but not a lot of things happening for either one of these teams. It'll be Hunt with it on 1st down. He'll keep it out across the 20. He's going to be hit and dropped. That's Drayden Grinnell Dennis coming in and Gavin Garzas to finish it off. Going to gain 2 out across the 20 to the 21, but not much there. Nice pursuit by the Fairview Apache defense.
You know, and again, that's what you have when you have speed on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. These guys know how to get after it.
2nd down and 8. It'll be Cooper in the pistol behind Hunt. Shotgun snap. He's back to throw. Pressure comes across the middle, and this will be hauled in. It's going to be a big gain out near the 40-yard line. That one is caught by Jalen Mans. We've called his name a couple of times on defense, this time on offense out to the 37-yard line. So give him a gain of 16, and that is a first down for Paulding, and probably one of their biggest plays of the night as our first quarter comes to an end. We're going to take a timeout. Scoreless here at Keyser Field. Second quarter on the way next, right here on DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Sherwood State Bank, your community bank with locations in Sherwood, Defiance, Fayette, and Archbold. Sherwood State Bank, your community bank since 1945. Online at sherwood.bank. Stats are out tonight, courtesy of Arthur Law Firm. Andy, let's take a look at some of those first quarter numbers. Not a lot.
Not a lot, but on the Fairview Apache side, on the visitors, they ended up with 2 rushing yards for that first quarter and 55 in the air. Those 55 in the air, 2 receivers. We had Gavin Mead with 40 and Gavin Garza with 11. As you look at 57 total yards of offense. On the flip side, for the Paulding Panthers, they had 4 rushing and 35 passing. And Jordan Mans, who has 6 yards, and Jalen Mans has 16, and I believe that should put Jordan Mans right over the 1,000-yard mark for the season.
We'll flip sides here as the pass on first down will be hauled in on that far sideline, caught by Blake Roanhouse. It'll be good enough for a first down. Give him 11 as Blake Roanhouse will get his catch as Paulding quickly to the line here. First down and 10. Now ball spotted at the 48-yard line as they check the wristbands. Roanhouse with that gain of 11 on first down. Now just a quick pass on the near sideline. This is going to be caught, hauled in by Jackson Griffith, a senior receiver. And just a little quick screen to the near side. Not really the run game, Andy, but for teams that don't run a lot, it's a nice extension of the run game.
Anytime that you can pick up those extra little bit of yards, that's always going to help opening up somebody else.
Give him 4 on the reception as the ball's now spotted at the Fairview 48-yard line. Trips to the right. Cooper in the backfield behind Hunt on second down. Looking to throw. Pressure coming. Pocket collapses, and he'll be brought down in the backfield. He'll lose some yards as Adam Spangler, the senior defensive end. You mentioned it in the pregame, Andy. Those defensive ends were going to be crucial here tonight. Spangler makes his presence known.
He did, and along with Gavin Palladino down there on the defensive line, was able to get in and tag team with Spangler to do so. And again, those are some big boys that can definitely move some bodies.
So it'll be a loss of 2 back to the Paulding 49-yard line on the sack. Pistol formation again with Cooper behind Hunt. Third down and 9. Back to pass. Looking to throw. Goes across the middle. And this is picked off. Logan Ollinger has it at the 50, 45, 30. He's not going to be caught. This is going to go 55 yards. Logan Ollinger, the second turnover of the night. And it's a 55-yard interception return for a touchdown. And the Apaches strike first.
You could see that develop as you're watching. Logan Ollinger was able to come across the field and was able to pick it off. And once he got out there in open space, the offense wasn't ready for that. And obviously it's going to be tough catching up with him as he has a lot of speed to go with that.
Haven't seen speed like that since you were running the snack bar earlier.
You betcha. Logan Ollinger, though, also has not had a reception yet on the offensive side. So that was his first touch of the game without that one run that he had early on. Not sure what the delay is.
They're looking at the Fairview sideline.
I'll bring in Fairview's ball.
Yep. I think it was switching out the football. Landrick Vandermeid will tee it up. 52 of 56 on the air for point afters. 3 of 5 on field goals this year. 41 is his long. That's a good boot. We saw him try one last week, Andy, over at against Tenora. I think it was 46, and he was just off the crossbar there. But Vandermeid on for the point after. Zedek will hold. Snap is there. Kick is on the way, and it is right through the uprights, and the Fairview Apaches are on the board first with 10:08 to go before halftime. Fairview 7, Paulding 0. We're back with more after this on DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
Welcome back to Keyser Field. Josh Bush, Andy Singer, and we talked about turnovers in the first matchup. We've already had 3 here tonight. One for Fairview, 2 for Paulding. This one's going to cost the Panthers 6 points.
It is. And then
7, I guess.
Yeah, after that extra point, then you got 7. But Logan Olinger, 55 yards on that interception. And again, nobody was even there, and he just ran away from everyone as he got on that sideline.
Well, that's what you see when you have these athletes. And again, you look at both these teams, you got a lot of guys going both ways. They're putting their athletes out on the field. And again, you get a guy like Logan Olinger out there playing DB. He's one of the best at reading the football. And again, you could say that for both of these teams. But when you got guys like that, those are the things that can happen with jumping routes and things like that.
Right, and that's exactly what we were saying, is that with that knowledge comes a lot of experience, and he's had that to be able to know what to look for when the ball is in the air.
Vandermeid will tee this one up as Fairview will look to answer here. A low line drive kick. It will be taken out across the 20-yard line. This is Jordan Manns with it. He'll be smoked as he crosses the 40, and the Paulding offense will be back on the field here.
Right there, number 5, Calvin Kepler, freshman at 125 pounds, gets in there and puts that stick right there on the man. So that was impressive for a little guy. Has a big heart and plays a lot bigger than what his size is.
You said that before we went on the air. You said this is going to be the special teams guy, and he made his presence known there. That was a big stick.
It was big.
First down and 10, ball at the 42-yard line, and this will be a jet sweep. Cuts it up the middle. This is Jordan Manns. He's got space into Fairview territory, across the 20, down near the 10, and he'll be brought down. And that's a huge run. Let's see where they're going to put him down. They'll put him down at the 6-yard line. So 52 yards for Jordan Manns. And that was just a little jet sweep, Andy, that he broke some tackles, got north and south. He's tough to catch.
That's what we had said before, right? Get north and south and big things happen, and it was tough to catch him with his speed.
Paulding inside the Stanball Jewelers red zone here tonight. Stanball Jewelers in downtown Defiance, serving the community since 1948. It'll be a first and goal carry for Jalen Manns. He'll push forward to the 3-yard line. So a gain of 3 on first down for Jalen Manns. It'll bring up second down and goal.
Again, this is big for Paulding to come back and answer right away after that, giving up that touchdown to put some points on the board themselves.
They are not in a hurry to get to the line of scrimmage, that's for sure.
Well, if you can keep the ball out of the Apaches' hands, that should keep them from scoring, but we just saw that could also not work to their advantage.
Second and goal from the 3, and this will be a touchdown run. Avery Cooper will go 3 yards, and the Paulding Panthers answer with 6 points of their own and a point after away from tying this football game up. And this is like big score for Paulding to not let Fairview have the opportunity even to get a 2-score lead.
Right, and that's what we just said, that this is also very impressive here that they're going for the extra point, because I believe the last time they played, they did not try to kick any of them. They went for 2 on each touchdown.
I think they're short a man. Here he comes. This will be Colton Hunt, 17 of 29 on point afters for the year. Snap is there. Kick is on the way. It's got a weird float to it, but it's going to be good. And the point after for Colton Hunt is good. And the Panthers have tied it up. 8:49 to go in our second quarter. We're back with more after this on DCTV Sports.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
Go. Welcome back to Keyser Field. Josh Bush, Andy Singer, Week 12, second round of the playoffs, 7-7. And, boy, that was a quick drive, really, Andy, for this Paulding offense. But we kind of mentioned it. You can't let Fairview get that little – you give them an inch sometimes. They take it and they make it a mile. And they just very opportunistic. This is a big score for Paulding to get this game tied back up.
You know, that was huge also, though, to look at what Jordan Mans was able to do. Rattling off 52 yards is going to put you in a good spot no matter where you're at on the field. And only took 1 minute and 9 seconds and 3 plays and ended with that Avery Cooper 3-yard touchdown run.
So Fairview's offense will have an opportunity to see what they can do. And really, outside of a couple of big plays, Andy, both of these offenses have been held in check for the most part here tonight.
Yeah, their averages are not anywhere close to their normal spot after the first quarter, that's for sure.
Low line drive kick. This will go near the near sideline. It'll be taken at the 15 by Olinger out across the 20. He'll be wrapped up and brought down. That is a big tackle for Jalen Mans to wrap up Logan Olinger. And the Apaches will start this drive at their own 21-yard line. First down and 10. 8:44 to go before halftime. And we'll see what the Apaches can do here offensively to start this drive. And, well, we haven't seen a lot of running here tonight, Andy. Maybe this is a time when you start to say, hey, maybe we'll try something on the ground here.
Well, he's got Kellen Beals back in the backfield, a sophomore. Has gotten quite a few looks back there. You know, he's carried the ball 26 times so far and averages about 5. But
Zedek back to pass, setting up a screen to the far side. Inside, it's Mead with it. He's got room out near the 30-yard line. He's going to be about a yard. Now they're going to say he got 10 right to the 31, and it'll be a first down as just a little middle screen for Gavin Mead,
Gavin Garza
is down. So it'll be an injury timeout here. We're going to take it with him. 7-7, Paulding and Fairview tied. 8:34 to go here in our second quarter. We're back with more after this on DCTV Sports.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
WestBanco, building a better bank every day since 1870. Community-focused WestBanco. Find out more at westbanco.com.
Here we go. As you see, Gavin Garza being helped off to the sideline, and we hope that young man will be okay. Never want to see anybody hurt, especially end of the season. We don't want to see anybody hurt anytime, but that's a tough one for the Apaches. So first down and 10 at the 31-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield with William Zedek here as he'll drop back to pass. Goes to the far sideline, caught by Olinger out near the 40-yard line. Spin move and just kind of rips the tackler away. Just kind of spun out of that tackle.
Take a look at the chain gang. Inexperienced chain gang, don't drop that. They've got to let that chain go. That stick is definitely all bent up there because he held on to it as he ran in.
Yep. The officials are going to take a timeout here.
Because you can't tell where the line to get is.
So they'll fix the yard marker on the far sideline.
That was Olinger's first catch of the night as well on the offensive side.
So as they perform a little maintenance on the first down marker, they're going to send the teams off to the sideline here. Well, Andy, as you look at these two teams, the winner here tonight will move on. They're going to play the winner of the 1 versus 9. That's Margaretta versus Cary. Cary knocking off Patrick Henry 16-7 last Friday night. Margaretta, the number 1 seed. With the way the playoffs are working this year, the OHSAA saying, hey, we're going to do home games. A Cary win would give either Paulding or Fairview a home game next Friday night.
That is correct. And how exciting would that be that even though there is a lot to be said about traveling when it comes to the state playoffs, no matter what sport it is, being at home is definitely a huge advantage when you're able to keep that close to your pocket, as well as, the fact that, you're able to raise some revenue for these teams, as well as there's so much support. I mean, we got a GMC team that's going to be making it to the 3rd round of the playoffs, and right now these two teams are 2 of the only teams around in this area, so that you're going to get a huge following if we can keep a game close to home.
So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that score. I haven't seen any score updates on that Cary matchup yet, but we'll see if we can get you a score there as they continue to work on, as you see the student section there for the Fairview Apaches. Young man in the front there looks a little bit familiar, Andy.
Yeah, he's does a nice job of leading those guys and supporting them and.
Well, that's the other nice thing when you have games that are close to home like this. You have a lot of opportunity for not just fans to come out, but the students. You don't have to worry about them driving here and there. They can go to a game in their own backyard.
That's right, and that's a big thing here in this Northwest Ohio.
2nd down and 2. Ball at the 39-yard line. Zedek back to pass. Pump fake. Now he's going to go across the middle. Deep ball down the far sideline. This will be in and out of the hands of his intended target. He was looking for Gavin Mead. That ball was thrown into double coverage, but I'll tell you what, it was a well-spotted football. Just not able to bring it in was Gavin Mead on that far sideline.
Brings up 3rd down and 2 for Fairview.
Getting an update here, 7-7. Cary and Margaretta tied. Thanks to our producer, Sean. Not Andy.
Got it now.
It'll be a designed run here. This is Olinger with it right up the middle, and he's needed 2 yards, and he's going to have just enough for the 1st down as Logan Olinger out of that Wildcat formation. We've seen this a lot, Andy, and that is what Logan Olinger can do. Again, the ground game, let's be honest, I mean, you're not seeing a St. Mary's ground rushing attack or anything like that, but it's effective when you have multiple guys that are able to run the football out of different formations.
And he just went north and south. He just jammed it right up the front. Tough to stop him from getting a couple yards.
Under 8 to play before halftime. Trips to the right. Single receiver to the left and a single back in the backfield as Zedek will roll to his right looking to throw. Comes to the near sideline. This is caught by Shady Fritsch out near midfield. He's going to be at about the 48-yard line, so give him a gain of 7. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3. And this is a nice job by Fairview here in this first half, Andy. These guys have done a really good job offensively to scheme this up, not putting themselves in a situation where you've got 2nd and 3rd and long. 2nd and 3. Back to pass is Zedek. All kinds of time. Pocket holds. Now across, and this is tipped and almost intercepted as this was a danger ball looking for Olinger down the right sideline. And the pass was kind of behind him a little bit, but more dangerous than that, Andy. Tip ball. And anytime you get a tip drill, that can be scary.
Yeah, especially when you got DBs quick as Paulding is, that they can be some hands there somewhere that's able to bring that in.
3rd down and 3. Ball spotted at the 48-yard line as Zedek will have 2 backs in the backfield with him. And it's just a design run. Paulding's ready for it. Zedek's going to fall forward maybe a yard, but not much there as the Panther defense holds, and it'll bring up a 4th down here. They'll say he got back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more, so it'll bring up 4th down and 3. And decision time here for Doug Rakes and the Apache offense. Looks like they're going to stay on the field here.
Yeah, I think you have to. Even though you're at midfield, your defense has been doing a good job for the most part and try to pick up that few yards. Now go back to spread it out.
They lined up tight. Now they'll spread it out. 5-receiver look. Zedike looking to throw. Pump fake. All kinds of time. Now he trips and falls as he goes back at the 35-yard line. And that is about worst-case scenario. That's going to be a loss of 13 yards as he was just trying to reverse his field, Andy, and get away from the pressure and slips and falls. And that's a big loss. Not only the loss of that, but this is going to give Paulding the football at the Fairview 35-yard line.
Yeah, that's not where William wanted to be when he did that, but again, that could be a little soft out there. We didn't walk the field before the game, but he lost his footing, it looked like, and was not able to hold himself up.
So it'll bring up a first down now for Paulding. Design run for Hunt. He'll go right side. He's going to be hit by Grinnell Dennis as he goes down to the 27-yard line. 32-yard line. So give him a gain of 3. Just a design run for the quarterback. Nothing fancy, nothing flashy.
It's his 4th carry for 10 yards right now with 1 loss of 2.
Pistol formation on 2nd down and 7. 32-yard line is the line of scrimmage. Back to pass. The lefty comes near sideline. This is almost looked like he might have lost the grip on the football. That kind of fluttered out of bounds. It'll fall incomplete. The intended receiver, Jordan Manns, was about 5, 6, 7 yards down the field a little further, and the ball just didn't quite get there.
Right. Now, again, could be a little bit of the ball being slick, but also, it's getting a little bit more chilly out there, so the hands, if they're not warm enough, you may not feel that ball when you're throwing it long distances either.
Well, it actually turned out to be a really nice afternoon, and it was gorgeous out, and it's a little chilly, but I agree. I think the temperature's fallen, and you can get a little dew, if you will. Back to pass is Hunt. He's got all kinds of pressure now. He's going to go forward. He's got the first down. He's got more inside the red zone down to the 15-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 17 for Colton Hunt as he just tucks it and runs. And, well, that's one of those situations, Andy. It's almost like the pressure got there, but the pressure got too far, opened up the path in front of him, nobody for contain, and he's got a lot of green space.
Colton Hunt did a great job of visualizing and seeing that, keeping his eyes up and noticing that he can pick up that first down.
Shotgun formation, just a little sidearm swing out to the near sideline. That's hauled in by Jackson Griffith, the senior receiver. He's going to gain about 4 down to the 11. Again, in our Stanball Jewelers red zone here tonight are the Paulding Panthers. Tied ball game, 7-7, 5.5 and rolling here in our second quarter. Josh Bush, Andy Singer on our DCTV sports crew at Keyser Field. Panthers looking for their first lead of the night. 2nd and 7, 2 backs in the backfield with Hunt. It'll be second man through. This is Cooper with it. Lowers the shoulder. John Huffman will wrap him up a little bit. He's going to gain 3 or 4, Andy, but he was not shying away from contact on that one.
Right, and then John Huffman did a great job, though, standing his ground, just staying low to be able to wrap up and keep a hold, because Cooper's not a small guy, and he was able to, to run through there because Huffman was the only one there to stop him.
Give him 5 down to the 7-yard line. Yeah, Cooper, 5'10", 186, but I'll tell you what, he runs a little bit bigger than that.
Yeah.
So we'll see what Fairview's able to do here on 3rd down and 2. 2 backs again in the backfield, Manns and Cooper, and I believe we're going to get a timeout from Paulding. They didn't like what they saw, so they'll burn timeout number 2. 7-7, tied ball game with 4:18 to go before halftime. We'll be back with more after this on DCTV Sports.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative. Visit SuperiorCU.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
Welcome back to Keyser Field. Josh Bush, Andy Singer, DCTV Sports crew rolling along here in this playoff football game. As you see the Paulding Panthers here on this 3rd down and 2. And, well, you got a lot of options here on 3rd down and 2. But more importantly, you want to get that, at least get that first down.
Right, you got to get that first down. So whatever you can do down this close to the goal line, although you do realize it would be a 4-down territory. So if you don't get the first down here, you can expect that you're going to get another one. So Fairview's just got to make sure that they keep that in mind, and Paulding's got to make sure they keep that in mind, just not to lose anything.
Quite the chess match here early on. This is a battle kind of like what we expected to see out of these two teams. As Paulding will come to the line here. Again, two backs in the backfield. It'll be Jalen Manns and Avery Cooper as Hunt will stand in shotgun formation. It'll be Cooper with it. Nope, this is Hunt. He'll keep it. He'll dive forward. I'm not sure we're really going to put him down. I think they're going to say maybe a gain of a yard to the 6. So it's going to bring up 4th down and 1 as they fake the handoff. And then, again, when you start in shotgun formation, you got to get 5 yards to get back to the line of scrimmage, and a nice job there. Not a ton of penetration from the Fairview defensive line, but enough to keep him from getting that first down.
I don't know if it was just a missed play or if it was a design play, but Colt didn't look like he was really running that hard, like he didn't expect it. But he needed to get 2, but he only got 1. So
4th down and 1, ball at the 6. Line to gain is the 5. He's going to dive forward, and it's going to depend on the spot. And the officials are signaling that it's going to be a turnover, and they'll say he did not get back to the line of scrimmage. The left side of that defensive line for the Fairview Apaches, great penetration. They pounded through there and were able to keep him short of the line to gain.
Yeah, it was a great tackle right there to stay low and make him end up going over top, and Jalen was not able to get to that 5 and just short, maybe a half a yard, but that's all it took. You had the nose of the football was not there, and Apaches take over on the 6.
So it'll be 1st down and 10. Carey now up 21-7 over Margaretta.
Oh, wow.
That went from that changed quickly. Shotgun formation. Zedek in his own end zone. He's going to air it out near the near sideline. This is going to be out in front of his intended target, Shady Fritch. And that was nice coverage from Paulding as Jason Manns, the sophomore, running toe for toe with Shady Fritch down that near sideline.
Shady Fritch is one of the fastest kids there on Fairview sidelines, and anybody that can run toe to toe is definitely has to show their speed as well.
So to bring up 2nd down and 10, 5 receivers set as Grinnell Dennis will go to that far side. Back to pass. Quick hitter to the near sideline. Fritch will take it, and he's hit out of bounds, out across the 10. Give him the 12-yard line, so it'll be a gain of 6. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 now for the Apaches. Just trying to get a little extra room to work on this out from their end zone. To the line they come. 3:20 to go here in our second quarter. Back to pass is Zedek. Now pressure comes. He's got to run. He gets out of the end zone as he almost trips. He's going to get back, tucks it in, stays in bounds. He's looking for that first down. He's going to have it out near the 18-yard line. A little slow to get up, but that's a senior knowing where he had to get, Andy, and he was not getting to get stopped short of that first down.
His last name is Zedek, so he's going to put his nose down to the ground, and he's going to give it all he's got. And he's going to make guys hit him hard, and he's going to hit guys hard at the same time.
Needed 4, got 6, and another Fairview first down, and that will keep the ball on their side of the field.
It's like Brody Williams now in for Zedek.
Zedek will head to the sideline, and Brody Williams will check in at quarterback. He'll hand it off. This is Grinnell Dennis. He'll go off left tackle. Going to get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. And as we said, Andy, Zedek a little bit slow to get up on that last running play.
He did a great job of eluding in there for a while. I thought maybe the safety was coming, and he got out of that end zone and was able to get out of the way and pick up that positive yardage. But you're right. He got his bell rung there at the end.
So Brody Williams will stand in at quarterback. He'll have Grinnell Dennis to his left. Trips to the far sideline, and he'll roll that way. Looking to throw is Brody Williams. Pass is tipped, and it'll fall incomplete.
Nothing's been said yet.
Now we have the back judge coming in and saying incomplete. The side judge wasn't sure.
He was dropping his bag to show it was a fumble, and then he then said it was a incomplete. I don't know if his arm was coming forward or not. That was tough. I'm glad. Oh, I mean, for Fairview sense, I'm glad that they called it incomplete, but it was close.
Yeah, I mean, well, and I don't think anybody really knew what to do. I mean, nobody was jumping on the football.
Yeah, Paulding didn't either, yeah, so they didn't continue.
Zedike will check back into the game here on 3rd down and 10. Ball at the 18-yard line. 5 receivers set. He'll take the snap. Back to throw. All kinds of time. Pocket collapses. He'll take off. Now he's going to be hit. Gets away from the second guy. He'll be hit again as he crosses the 25-yard line. And another strong run from William Zedike. Give him 8 yards, but he's going to be about 2 yards shy of that first down. And that's a tough young man out there taking a lick. And again, you see what he's able to do with his feet, just not able to get to that first down marker, and the Apaches are going to punt this one away.
Yeah, you knew going into this game that William was going to get beat up a little bit, and that's just the nature of the game with him because he is that aggressive, but, you know, he's going to be a one-tired guy at the end of this one.
Grinnell Dennis on to punt for Fairview. It's a long, booming kick, and this will be fair caught by the Panthers at the 40-yard line. And they'll have a decent starting field position, but that's a nice punt there from Drayden Grinnell Dennis.
Yeah, he's averaging about 40 to 45 yards per punt, and, you know, in that one
41.7 to be exact.
There you go. So it was about that, which it is, and he came on late because he hadn't done that until about halfway through the season.
So the Paulding offense back onto the field here. This game, minute 10 before halftime. Stick around at halftime. We'll get you performances from our marching bands. We'll recap some of the numbers from the first half and all that fun stuff. But first, another drive here for the Paulding offense. Another opportunity to get their lead as Hunt back to pass goes to the far sideline and looking for Roanhouse. That'll fall incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Clock stops with 1:04 before halftime.
You know, this is about where they were the last game at the end of the game, in which they had sort of a hurry-up offense to try to make something happen late in the game, and were able to do so. So they're used to that.
2nd down and 10. Again, ball spotted at the 40-yard line. Cooper in the backfield in that pistol look behind Hunt, and he'll be the ball carrier here. Just up the middle, nothing fancy. He breaks a tackle across the midfield stripe, and he's going to be into Fairview territory. It's a big gain all the way down to the Apache 43-yard line. Give him 17 and a first down for Paulding as they'll go quickly to the line here. Clock spinning under a minute to go here in our first half. Panthers with just one timeout. He'll air it out down the near sideline. A lot of contact. Will we have our first penalty marker? And I don't think so. And looking for Jordan Mans down that near sideline. Again, no flag, Andy, but we've seen this all night long. They've been jostling with the hands all night. I don't think we've had a single penalty in this football game. They're letting them play football here tonight.
They are, and that's what we said early, right? Elijah Aaron there was the defender, and even though there's inexperience there with his being his first year of playing, you know, he's able to run, and he's a smart kid and a very athletic. All right, but you got to make sure that you know, that could come back to bite him if they change how they're going to call the game.
Quick hitter to the near sideline. This will be hauled in by Jordan Mans out near the 40-yard line. Clock continues to spin. Paulding just one timeout. And I think they're going to burn it here. Yep, they're going to take their final timeout with 32 seconds to go. It'll be 3rd down and about 9. I think they got about a yard. So it'll be a 3rd down and 9 coming out of the timeout. We're going to keep it here. 32 seconds to go. Well, you know, not a whole lot happened. All right, we're going to get another score update here. 24-6 Archbold on top of Seneca East. That's on the other side of this bracket. That's the 3-6 matchup.
That reception right there for Jordan Mans was only his 2nd so far tonight.
Well, that's a big one. I mean, he came in leading this team with 43 receptions, almost 1,000 yards on the season. I believe he's over 1,000. Is that right? I think he needed 5.
Right. He's right at that. Yep. It should be just over 1,000.
So you got a 1,000-yard receiver. I mean, you think in this situation you want to get him the football.
Yeah, and if you look at last time they played, Jalen was the one that actually had the numbers, had 151 yards receiving in that game with Fairview, which was almost majority of his yards for the season.
Back to pass is Hunt. He'll go across the middle, and this is going to be hauled in on that far sideline. This is Jalen Mans who will have it down, and that's a big play. And again, we've seen a lot of big plays here tonight. Not a ton of offense, Andy, but a lot of big plays. That's going to go inside our Stanball Jewelers red zone. It's going to be a gain of 25 to the 17-yard line, and that's a big pickup for the Paulding offense. More importantly, he got out of bounds. That's going to stop the clock. Paulding, no timeouts here, so they're going to have to work the sidelines. Going to have to make sure they're aware of what's going on with the clock here in the final seconds of this half.
You know, they got to look at punching this in as the Apaches get the ball coming out in the third quarter.
Hunt back to pass, goes to the far sideline. This will be inbounds as Jalen Mans. Nice job of getting that tackle. Paulding's going to go quickly to the line. I think they're going to try and spike it here, and they do. It'll be a third down now. Ball spotted at the 14-yard line, so it was a gain of 3 on that previous catch. But it's going to be a third down now for Paulding. And, again, 8 seconds on the clock. I don't know that you necessarily have to get in the end zone here, but it's got to be something quick to the sideline if you don't.
Right, you're looking at you're on the 14-yard line, so you may go to the corner, go something, but got to be careful because, you know, packing everybody in there, if somebody picks this one off, you know, there's a lot of open area to get behind the offense to be able to take this back to the house.
Hunt in shotgun formation. Cooper stands behind him, and I think Doug Rakes is going to burn a timeout here to think about this one. 7 seconds to go before halftime. Let's take a quick timeout. 7-7 with 7 seconds to go. We're back with more after this on DC.
At Arthur Law Firm, we understand how overwhelming life can be after being seriously injured in a car accident. With over 50 years of experience, Arthur Law Firm has a track record of getting the results you deserve. When you don't know where to turn, get answers with Arthur. Call us today.
Welcome back to Keyser Field. They're going to put a second back on the clock, so it's 8 seconds to go. 7. I liked it before. It was 3rd and 7. 7-7 ball game with 7 seconds left.
Oh, boy.
It's a lot of sevens.
It is.
Means we should go to the casino. Oh, no.
I'm in.
8 seconds to go here. Again, you have to be careful with no timeouts, Andy. If you get caught in bounds here, the half is over. But do you want to take a shot? I mean, you almost have to take a shot to the end zone with 8 seconds.
You do almost have to do that, but again, they're pretty good at getting quick out to the side with Jordan and Jalen, and I think if they're going to do that, you're going to see that be a quick throw out there to try to get out of bounds, to get one extra play.
Panthers will come to the line. It'll be, again, that pistol look. Colton Hunt will have Avery Cooper behind him. 2 receivers to either side. Fairview just 3 down linemen, and that's all they're going to bring, and they'll go across the middle. This is going to be picked off, and that is Logan Olinger with his 2nd interception of the night. This one will be with 3 seconds left in the half. That is the 3rd Paulding turnover of the night. And Logan Olinger has 2 of them.
Yep, and again with that, even if he does make that reception, he's going down at the 2-yard line. That was an interesting play call and decision there, but, you know, the positive thing for Paulding is that they did stop Logan after he did intercept it and wasn't able to run back the pick like he did the last time.
So Fairview will have it first down.
William! Oh, my goodness gracious. It looked like he was going to take a knee in the end zone. Did you?
I did. He took
one
step forward.
That was a smart play on his part to step forward and do that because it looked like he was going to take a knee and end up right in the end zone.
That would have been a safety in the second game between these two. We've reached halftime, and I'll tell you what, this is as advertised, Andy. 7-7 here at halftime between these two teams. And our halftime show tonight is courtesy of Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, helping you achieve your dreams and securing your future. Visit them in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon, and online at midwestcommunity.org. Your thoughts on the first half?
Well, for these teams so far, you're looking at there's been 85 points a game between the two teams. And right now we're sitting at 14. We're a long ways away from that as far as that goes on an average. But it just tells you, again, number one, is that the preparation that's went into this on both sides is that they pretty much know each other from playing each other throughout the season, talking with the other league schools, knowing what's going to happen. But that's the thing that is happening right now, is that both teams are doing what they want to defensively to keep the others off the board. But you got to tip the hats also to Paulding. They don't throw the pick six. It's 7-0 Paulding's lead right now. You know, they've done their job against Fairview's offense, potent offense that can do a lot of good things in a hurry, and they've pretty much had their number. And so what adjustments are going to be made by Rakes and the coaching staff at halftime to come out and change that in this second half? That's the key.
We're going to take a time out here. We'll hear from Midwest Community Federal Credit Union. When we come back, we'll hear from the high school marching bands. That's all to come on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
In 1966, the Temptations skyrocketed to the top of the charts with Get Ready. close our show with the 1980 Blondie hit, Call Me. Ladies and gentlemen, may we direct your attention to Keizer Field and your 2025 Paulding Marching Band. Under the direction of Mr. Evan Foster.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Our first selection for tonight's playoff game is one our senior band members performed as freshmen. Despite a modest beginning at number 9 on the United Kingdom charts in 1979, this song has become one of Queen's most popular hits. The Marching Panthers would like to say, "Don't Stop Me Now." described as next number is played at nearly every Bruno Mars concert to date. The Paulding Marching Panthers hope you enjoy Runaway Baby. Our final number for tonight was the last song written by Smokey Robinson and famously covered by the Temptations. Released in 1966, this song reached number 29 on the Billboard Hot 100. As our Panther football team begins their playoff hunt, the Marching Panthers want to say, get ready. The Marching Panthers would like to thank the band boosters, the administration, and Cooper Barnes for their continuous support of our program. The Fairview Apaches for sharing their music with us. And, as always, all of you for attending tonight's game. Good night, and go Panthers!
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Welcome back to our Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show. As you saw the performances from both marching bands here at halftime, and our score tied at 7-7, Paulding and Fairview. Andy Singer alongside Josh Bush here tonight. As I think, Andy, like we said, this is everything that we thought this was going to be here, at least so far through a half of play.
It's been a great ball game, but I think it's been a surprise to most that it's only 7-7 because both these two teams put a lot of points on the scoreboard, but not tonight because they've been able to step it up defensively to keep that from happening.
Let's take a look at some of our stats. Our stats throughout the night are brought to you by Arthur Law Firm. If a serious injury from a car crash puts you in the injured list, call the personal injury attorneys at Arthur Law Firm, serving Northwest Ohio for more than 50 years. Get the compensation you deserve and get back in the game with your winning team at Arthur Law Firm. Andy?
You do a start with the Fairview Apaches. They have 6 first downs on the night so far, and they have 23 yards on the ground and 95 in the air for a total of 118 total yards of offense. That is probably the lowest half that they've had in a very, very long time. William Zedike obviously throwing those 95 yards, even though he came out there for a little bit. Brody Williams was in there but did not throw any passes. As you look at those receivers for that, Gavin Mead has 50 yards. Logan Olinger only has that one reception for 7. Gavin Garza has a reception for 11, and Shady Fritsch has 27 yards in the air. On the ground, William Zedike has 22, and Logan Olinger has 1. Drayden Grinnell Dennis, who has carried the ball multiple times, has been tripped up right at the line of scrimmage and has not picked up any positive yardage for Fairview. So 118 total yards and 6 first downs and 1 interception that William Zedike has thrown for the Apaches. On the flip side of that, the Paulding Panthers, you look at that as they put 186 total yards of offense in that first half, as well as 8 first downs. They had 103 on the ground and 83 in the air. For those receiving yards in the air, Jordan Mans has 7, Blake Rodenhouse has 24, Jalen Mans has 44, and Jackson Griffith has 2 receptions for 8 yards. On the ground, Avery Cooper has 24 yards, Colt Hunt has 28 yards, and Jordan Mans, with that big run early to set them up for that touchdown, was a run for 52 total yards on the ground. So 103 rushing, 83 in the air, 186 total yards of offense for the Panthers. They also have 7 points on the board, as well as the Apaches to end the first half.
Stats throughout the night, courtesy of Arthur Law Firm. Well, let's go inside the locker room, Andy. Let's start for the visiting Fairview Apaches. If you're Doug Rakes, I mean, what are you telling these guys? Obviously, outside of that pick 6, the offense has been held in check. As you said, 118 yards of total offense in the first half. What are you telling these guys to spark something here in the second half?
You know, again, I think some of that's going to be depicted as to the bumps and bruises that they had in that first half, looking down the line to try to see that everybody's out there stretching and warming it up. You know, William Zedike took a couple big shots there, and, that changes a lot if he goes out, but I'm sure he'll be out there doing everything that he can, but as well as with Gavin Garza, if he's able to do anything. That's not just an offensive threat with Gavin Garza, it's also a defensive threat. You know, he's a big linebacker in there. You know, those injuries could play a big role, but I think from the side of it, as we look at, you got to get the ball into Logan Olinger's hands, and if it's not through the air, then it's going to have to be some jet sweeps or something of nature, or even go in the midfield, look at trying to go to the Wildcat, and just trying to open some things up. It looks like Gavin Garza is trying to run on that, so hopefully, he's able to do something, but, we just hope for the best for him as he's trying to stretch that leg out there for that ankle, as we also see William Zedike is throwing. So that's a good thing for the Apaches to see all that happen there. That's their best chances on putting the best athletes on the field to get this job done here tonight.
Let's flip it over to Coach Jim Mincy and the Paulding Panthers as they're going to play defense here in this to start this third quarter. But again, 3 turnovers in the first half. Obviously, one was going to be a turnover on downs, but they fumbled that, and then the 2 interceptions. Not a clean half from that perspective, but they moved the ball a little bit. A couple of big plays, though, you eliminate those, and they really don't have many yards either. What is Coach Menzie saying to his team at halftime?
They got to be looking at this saying, all right, we got ourselves in a good position. We've had a first half there. The score is basically 0-0, and it's just a matter of who's going to win this third and fourth quarter. This big first drive here for the Apaches is big for the Apaches and also big for Paulding. If they can get a stop here and get the ball back and try to put some points on the board, to try to set the tone here for the second half, it's going to be really big.
Halftime tonight, courtesy of Midwest Community Federal Credit Union. Again, helping you achieve your dreams and securing your future. Visit them in Defiance, Bryan, or Napoleon, and online at midwestcommunity.org. Our producer, Sean, gave me an update, Andy, 28-7 now. Carey leading Margaretta. I think that's just out of halftime, too. They were at halftime about when we were, so just early on in the third quarter there, another 7 points for Carey. And, again, a Carey win means the winner of this football game hosts next Friday night.
That's a big deal. As we said before, you're bringing in a lot of people from a long ways away. All over the place are going to be here to watch that game, and concessions are going to have to be ready to go, that's for sure.
Well, Fairview won the coin toss. They deferred, so they'll be getting the football here to start this second half. How important is this opening drive? And I'm not going to say just for the Fairview offense, but for both of these teams. You got both these offenses they're trying to establish something, but this is a huge drive on either side of the football.
And that's what we were saying. Yes, set the tempo for the rest of this the game here right away, because if you're able to do something positive, try to expand some out, you open up whatever they were trying to prepare for at halftime to come out and expect it. Now you're going to have to see if it's going to work or not, and to see what those changes will be.
So we'll have 2 guys back deep for the Apaches. Easton Lehman will tee it up for the Paulding Panthers. And we are underway here at Keyser Field. It'll be a low kick that'll be taken out across the 20 by Olinger. He's going to be hit at the 25 and pushed backwards. And the Fairview offense will come onto the field to start this drive at their own 25-yard line as the second half is underway. And for one of these teams, it's finish this game off and move on. For the other team, it's the end of the season. You got 24 minutes to leave it all out there.
And they're going to do that. Both teams, are going to give it all they got and leave it out there to see what ends up happening. But it's going to be a close one to come down to probably who's got the ball at the end of the game.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Motion to the near side is Beals. Back to pass is Zedike, could go far sideline, and that is going to be just out of the reach of Gavin Mead on that far sideline, defended by Emmett Barnes. And the first pass of the second half a little too high out of the hands of Zedike.
And I think it was he had nice time there. The offensive line did a good job giving him that time, just a little bit too high.
Beals in motion again to this near sideline. Back to pass is Zedike. Time to throw. Goes to the left side. This will be complete to Olinger this time. He's going to have a gain of 13, give him 12, and that'll be a first down for Fairview, their first of the half. Almost looked like it was the same play, just switch things up a little bit and just find some space on that far sideline.
That was one thing also. If you look at Zedike did not change his looks. He was looking right at Olinger the whole time.
1st and 10 after the gain to the 37-yard line. Back to pass. He'll come to the near sideline. This will be broken up, and a nice job that time of Nick Boffman, the sophomore linebacker, working on Huffman on the outside, and he gets in there and breaks that pass up.
That was a little soft pass on Zedike's point right there. Normally he's got a little zip on the ball, and that one did not. Sort of floated out there, and pretty lucky that didn't get picked.
2nd down and 10 at the 37-yard line. Empty backfield again, and he trips to the near sideline. It'll be a design run for Olinger. He's going to slide as he gets out near the 45-yard line. They'll say he went down at the 44, so give him a gain of 7. It'll bring up 3rd down and a long 3. Maybe 4. And this is a big 3rd down for both of these teams.
Got Huffman and Beals in the backfield with Zedek.
2 backs in the backfield, and they'll throw all kinds of pressure. Zedek avoids it at first. Now he's going to come to the near sideline. He's going to be hit and dropped at the 40-yard line. He's going to lose 3 yards. And again, as much as that was on the penetration up front, give that sack to the coverage on the back end, and he just nowhere to go with the football.
You saw the Zedek's face. You could see his eyes, pretty much trying to look at a way to get away, not looking at who's downfield. But at that point, you're trying to scramble to make something positive out of it, and you got to tip the hat to Paulding to keep pursuing and to bring him down.
Drayden Grinnell Dennis will stand at his own 26-yard line to punt this one away. 2 guys back as the snap is good and the kick will be boomed away. It's a high kick. It'll be taken just inside the 30, and it'll be hit immediately and dropped. A nice job by the Fairview punt coverage to limit the return there, and Paulding will have the ball at their own 35-yard line.
Last time I thought that they did a fair catch right there and could have got a few extra yards. That time they didn't do a fair catch, but did pick up about 3 more after they did get it. So tip the hat for them, knowing that they're going to get hit as soon as you catch it, but they did a good job of picking up just a little bit positive yards.
Well, the biggest thing is there, catch the football.
Right.
1st down and 10, ball spotted at the 35-yard line. Opening offensive series of the second half for Paulding. Design run, it looks like, for Hunt. He'll go to the right side. He's going to be strung out maybe a yard. Not much there, but a nice job of just extending that play. And you said it, Andy. You've said a lot tonight. Making them go east and west. It's hard to pick up yards. And you see that, just a gain of 2 there for Hunt.
And when you have the pursuit that the Apaches are doing, that's what's always tough. It's also Paulding. If you go east and west, the pursuit of the defense is critical. And when they're coached well, and they have to be in order to play in week 2 of the playoffs, you're going to expect that they're going to be there to make that.
So it'll be 2nd down and 8, ball at the 37-yard line. Quick throw to the near sideline. This will be Jalen Manns with it. He's got space down the near sideline. Across midfield he goes, and that should be enough for a Paulding 1st down. It'll be a gain of 12 as they'll spot it at the 49-yard line, and they'll go quickly to line. Shotgun formation. Now they'll check the sideline to check the play. Cooper in the backfield in pistol. Quick throw to the near sideline. This will be caught by Emmett Barnes as he goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line, as Fairview defenders are maybe saying he was bobbling that a little bit, but it'll be a gain of 6. And I believe that's the first catch of the night for Barnes.
It is.
Junior receiver, 6'2", 161. It'll be a run for Cooper. He'll go across the line of scrimmage. He's going to gain a couple, but that's going to be short of the 1st down. Needed to get to the 42, and he got to the 44, so it'll bring up a 3rd down and 2 for the Panthers as we're nearing the 8.5-minute mark here in our 3rd quarter.
Again, time of possession is also going to be critical here in the second half as well.
Trips to the far sideline. They'll run it with Cooper up the middle. He's going to be hit, but he's going to drag defenders inside the 40-yard line. He's going to have enough for a 1st down, and a nice job there of Paulding just pushing that line forward. Going to give him 5 to the 38-yard line, and it's enough for a Panther 1st down. It'll move the sticks, and they'll keep possession here. This is a pretty decent drive that Paulding's putting together here on their opening drive of this half.
Yeah, it was a great job by Cooper to keep his legs moving and fighting to get that extra yardage after contact.
First down and 10. They'll toss it to the far side for Cooper, who slips a little bit as he's going to that far sideline, and he's going to lose a couple of yards. And that was that 12th man back there, Andy. The grass clippings came up and tripped him up.
The judo ant, ninja ant down there jumped him.
Lost a 3 back to the 41-yard line. So now it's time for the Fairview defense. They've been a little bit here, but can they make this stop and either force maybe a turnover or a punt? But it'll start with this second down and 13. Trips to the near sideline. Single back is Cooper behind Hunt. And we've got a stoppage here. And that'll be a Paulding timeout, as I just don't think they were really set with their play there, Andy.
They didn't like something. You don't want to really use any timeouts this early in the half, but obviously you're in a position where you need to pick up some good yardage, so they want to make sure they got it right.
7:17 to go in our third quarter, tied at 7. We're back after this on DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
Welcome back to Keyser Field here at Paulding High School. Josh Bush, Andy Singer with you. Week number 12 of the high school football season as the Fairview Apaches are in town for this GMC rematch between the top two teams in the Green Meadows Conference from the regular season. Second down and 13. Ball spotted at the 41, maybe 42-yard line. This will be Cooper with it, and he's going to pull some defenders forward. He's going to have enough for the first down out to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, bring up third down. He double sticks there. They had to get through.
Oh.
So. Still nice.
I see what you're saying now.
Yards after contact, though, he was able to pick up some more on that. You know, that was a big play.
That's one of the disadvantages of seeing screens. I saw the marker on the far side, and I'm like, oh, he's got the first down.
You got to look for the bent one.
Yeah.
The bent one shows you that he's got to go to.
So check that. Give him a gain of about 5, but it'll bring up third down and 7. Ball spotted at the 35-yard line. Shotgun again, trips to the near sideline, looking that way. Now he pump fakes, comes back the other way, pressure coming. He rolls to the near sideline, pressure coming. He'll throw this one away, and that was a good, solid decision by the senior quarterback, Colt Hunt.
And it was a good job of also noticing that Drayden Grinnell-Dennis had his eyes locked in on him. That was going to be a play there that if he continues to run, he's going to get the wrath of Drayden, and was able to throw it away there, and knew also that he had the ability to throw it out since he was outside the pocket.
So it'll bring up fourth down and 7, and well, you're kind of in. You're in a kind of a no man's land here, if you will. I mean, it's definitely too long for a field goal for Paulding. Do you punt here?
You'll see a hard count, I bet, to try to get them to go off sides.
So fourth down and 7, ball at the 35-yard line, and Hunt back to pass. It'll go for it all down the middle, and that'll be incomplete as Shady Fritsch will break that one up. Blake Roanhouse begging for a flag, and he's not going to get it. And again, there was contact, Andy, but as we've seen throughout the night tonight, they have not called that either way, and they're letting these boys play here tonight.
You know, again, I just hope that they continue that for the rest of the game if that's what they're going to do right now, because you're establishing yourself as saying this is how we're going to be playing this and letting it be played. You know, that could end up changing and making big plays at the end.
First down and 10 as Fairview will take over on down. 6:23 to go in our third quarter. Apaches with it at their own 35-yard line. Back to pass is Zedike. He'll heave it across the middle. And they're going to say that John Huffman was able to haul that one in at the 46-yard line. That's a gain of 11. The far sideline appreciates that. The near sideline not so much, but mark it as a first down for Fairview. Now at the 46-yard line. Quick throw to the far sideline and in and out of the hands of Logan Olinger. That is a very, very rare drop for Olinger. as the officials have stopped this one here. It looks like they are potentially checking the clock again.
Resetting the play clock. This has been one of those new things also in the last few years with the play clocks. It adds another aspect of that. You got to have somebody else that knows what they're doing and knows if it should be 40, should be 25. There's a lot of things that go into that.
Back to pass is Zedike on 2nd down and 10. He'll come to the near sideline. This will be complete, and John Huffman will haul this one in, and that's going to be across the midfield stripe. And I think we're going to have a penalty marker. Looks like we might have our first Service Master Restore penalty of the night. And I think they're indicating this might be roughing the passer. Officials are getting together to talk about this one. The pass was complete. And that's going to be a 15-yard personal foul for roughing the passer against Paulding. Andy, I was paying attention to the receivers down the field. I didn't see what happened, but obviously that's a big penalty, our first Service Master penalty of the night. And this is going to be a big one against Paulding. This is going to move the ball all the way down.
That goes from a 10-yard pass to a 25-yard play.
So it'll be spotted now at the 32-yard line. And Zedike back to pass. He's got all kinds of time. Surveys the field. Pocket collapses. He'll tuck it down. He's going to come to the near sideline. Makes a man miss. Now he will go out. No, he's going to stay inbounds. Looks like he might have got back to the line of scrimmage, so no gain for Zedike, but just nowhere to go. Again, the defensive secondary for both of these teams, and this was one of the keys that we talked about before the game, Andy. The defensive backs here tonight, we're going to have to play a stellar game, and I think we've seen that on both sides of the football tonight.
Yeah, we have, and again, when you make the quarterback stop looking downfield and start scrambling, usually that means that you're going to be able to pursue and to get them.
2nd down and 10 at the 32-yard line. Zedike will roll to his left, surveys the field. All kinds of time. Now pressure comes, and he will throw this one at Grinnell Dennis. It'll fall incomplete, but a nice decision there from the senior quarterback to just live to play another down.
Right, and again, that's just experience and that's just knowledge, understanding the game and how it needs to be played, and did a good job of realizing that there was nothing to be gained, and you had good pursuit and you weren't going to pick up anything running it. So just get out of it and try to do it again this time.
3rd down and 10 at the 32-yard line. Empty backfield for Zedike. Trips to his left, 2 receivers to his right, looking left.
Uh-oh,
now he's got pressure coming, and he never saw the pressure coming, and he's going to be smoked in the backfield. That was Easton Lehman, and that's going to be a sideline warning. That penalty is a sideline warning, so he's going to be hit and dropped all the way back at the 40-yard line. So it's going to be a loss of 8 back to the 40, so it's going to bring up a 4th down and 18 now for the Apaches.
Brings up 4th down, 4th and 18.
And it'll be Grinnell Dennis on, looking to potentially pin the Panthers back deep. He'll stand just across the midfield stripe, looking to punt this one away. He's got the snap. It's a line drive kick towards the corner, and this is going to be down by Fairview at the 11-yard line. And I thought for a minute there Paulding was going to pick that up.
Jeez, and you had Fairview right there on top of it. That would not have been a good idea, but he didn't.
So it'll be a 1st down for Paulding back at their own 11-yard line. This might be the outside of that interception right before half, the worst starting field position for either of these teams tonight.
Yeah, and if there's something else I wanted to say. If you noticed that the few times that Fairview has had to punt tonight, the center, Paul Spicer, has done a great job and worked very hard at that position to be able to put that right in the hands of the punter, so it makes it nice and easy to get rid of that ball.
1st and 10 at the 11. They'll run it up the middle with Cooper. He's going to be hit in the backfield and dropped. He's going to lose a yard back to the 10, and that is exactly what Fairview was looking for there. Again, First down, you lose a yard. Now you're behind schedule a little bit. And, again, these offenses are used to picking up chunk yards, but tonight, yards have been a premium.
Right, and now what happens is that you expect that they're going to have to drop back to a pass, and so the DBs should be ready for this. And obviously, you're deep in territory, and for Paulding's sake, you got to be very careful. Probably go more of a shorter routes to try to pick up this 11 yards instead of trying to go deep, because that could be great field for the Apaches.
Fairview shows pressure. They'll blitz 4 as Hunt will roll to his left, and he'll be hit, and it's complete. No, it's going to be incomplete as Jordan Mans caught the pass. He was dropped immediately, and they'll say it's incomplete, but a nice job there by Fairview identifying that and making that hit to make that ball pop out.
Wow, and I thought he did have possession for that, but obviously they said it was incomplete, but it was another close one. There's been a couple close plays that these officials have been right on top of tonight to make sure that they get it right, and it definitely has been very close.
Third down and 11 for Paulding. It's a big play for both of these teams. Single back in the backfield with Hunt. He'll take the shotgun snap, quick throw down the near sideline. He's looking for his intended target was Jordan Mans, and that pass sailed out of bounds. It'll go incomplete, and Paulding's going to be forced to punt from their own end zone here.
Right, that's a good job again by the Apaches there on all sides of the ball, on both sides of the field, making sure that they have everybody covered on that. Here on this side with Elijah Aaron running step by step with the Mans was very impressive to be able to force that to be an errant pass.
I believe that ball went out of bounds at about the 52-yard line.
Yeah.
As Paulding will look to punt from their own end zone here. Pressure will come from Fairview. They'll get it away. It's a low, wobbly kick. It'll be taken by Olinger. He'll go up the middle, spin move. He stays on his feet, and he'll make a couple of guys miss. Fairview's going to have outstanding field possession here, and this is going to start inside their own 30-yard line at the 28. And this is, again, it's safe to say kicking is not the strong suit of Paulding. I mean, the point afters have been a struggle this year. They've not attempted a field goal. The punts have been a little bit off the mark here tonight even. But you needed something there, and see if Fairview can take advantage as they'll have first down and 10 at the Paulding 28-yard line. It'll be Beals with it on first down. He'll run it up the middle before he's wrapped up and thrown down. But again, can Fairview put some points on the board?
It's Beals' first carry of the game, and he looks like picked up about 5-6 for Beals.
2nd and 4, ball spotted at the 22-yard line. Zedek back to pass. All kinds of time. Now pressure comes. He'll roll to his left. He'll throw this one out of bounds and incomplete. Just nowhere to go. Again, the defensive backfields of both of these teams have played exceptional here tonight. And again, Logan Olinger has been kept in check. Gavin Mead, Gavin Garza, all those receivers for Fairview, a lot of targets have been really kept in check here tonight.
They have been, and if you look at this, I mean, as far as yards go and receptions go, there just hasn't been much open downfield.
5 receivers set on 3rd down and 4. Zedek will take the snap. Designed run right up the middle. He's going to have the first down. He'll slip and fall as he goes inside the 15-yard line. That'll be enough for the Fairview first down. Give him a gain of 8. And inside our Stanball Jewelers red zone go the Fairview Apaches. Stanball Jewelers, serving our community since 1948. Find them in downtown Defiance. 2:33 to go, third quarter.
Hasn't been a lot of those red zones yet tonight.
No, not a ton of trips as Zedek's back to pass on 1st and 10 from the 13. Pressure comes. He rolls to his right. He'll tuck it and he'll go. He's going to be thrown out of bounds. Got about back to the yard, or the line of scrimmage, but not much more. And nice job of pursuit once again from this Paulding defense.
Gain of 1 brings up 2nd and 9.
Looks like they gave him 1 on that.
Second down and 9, under 2 minutes to go here in our third quarter. If you're just tuning in, it has been a defensive showcase here tonight on both sides. Fairview looking to get their second lead of the night. Second and 9, ball spotted at the 12-yard line. Zedek back to pass. He'll go to the right corner of the end zone and just out of the reach of Shady Fritsch. Nice coverage from Jason Manns, the sophomore, and that'll fall incomplete. It'll bring up third down.
Some confusion on the Fairview side as to William was a little confused as to what maybe play or who was running what, but still had an opportunity there with Shady Fritsch in the corner. But like you say, he's been like that pretty much this whole half. He's been a little bit strong on some of his passes.
Play clock at 15 here. They're going to have to hurry and get this play off. Third down and 9. Ball spotted at the 12, so they can get a first down. Zedek back to pass. Surveys the field. All kinds of time. Now I'll go across the middle, and this will be in and out of the hands of John Huffman. And I'll give credit there. Jordan Manns, the junior defensive back for Paulding, closed on that right at the end and was able to knock that out of the hands of John Huffman.
Avery Cooper was also right there that almost was able to get a pick also in the end zone. So both of those guys made it difficult for Huffman and were able to get in his way to make it incomplete. Going to have a field goal chance here, for Landrick Vandermeide to see if he can do it.
So the ball spotted at the 12-yard line. They'll put this one down, it looks like, at about the 19. So a 29-yard field goal attempt here for Landrick Vandermeide.
He's got plenty of leg to do it.
Snap is there, kick is on the way, and the kick is
good.
and the Fairview Apaches will take a 3-point lead on a 29-yard Vandermeide field goal.
You just love to see that. It just is awesome to see that part of the game that gets missed so many times in high school, that anybody that's able to be able to come out there and kick like that and be able to get those extra little points here and there, obviously are game changers. And this right now proves to be a huge game changer, being able to put the Apaches up by 3 here in the third.
10-7 Fairview, minute 14 to go to our third quarter. We're back with more after this on DCTV Sports.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
Welcome back to Keyser Field here at Paulding High School as the Apaches are able to knock in a 29-yard field goal from Landrick Vandermeide, who is now 4 of 6 on field goals on this season. And like you said, you don't see that kicking game happening much anymore, especially with offenses that like to throw the football as much as we see around not just Northwest Ohio, but anybody. But it's always good to see, and he's a big fella.
He is. He's a good kid too. It's always nice to see good things happen to good kids, and being able to kick like that. He's got a nice leg on him.
Well, he's got a weird, I don't want to say weird, but a unique way. He just lays the ball on the side when he does the kickoff, so gets that kind of goofy spin when it goes down the field. So that's going to hit, and it'll be brought out by Blake Roanhouse, and the Paulding Panthers will have the opportunity to get something here. The ball will be spotted at their own 29-yard line. It'll be first down at 10 as we approach the final minute of our third quarter. And, for Paulding here, I feel if you're Coach Mency, this is an opportunity here where, you just about have to get some points here before you get into this fourth quarter.
You want to definitely try to flip the field and make them make the Apaches have to have a long drive, but that's not going to work.
Cooper will have it on first down. He'll try to spin at the line of scrimmage, but the Fairview defense will hold him to a gain of 1. John Huffman coming up from his defensive back spot to help make the stop there. But, again, a nice job. That neither one of these teams have really done much, and they don't run the ball a lot, Andy, but both these teams do it enough to keep you honest, but nobody's really had much going on the ground here tonight.
Right, they haven't up front. They've been a good job of putting pressure in those front 3 for the Apaches.
Shotgun formation. looking to throw quickly as Hunt will roll to his left, and he'll throw this one down the near sideline, and that will be caught, and that'll be hauled in by Jackson Griffith. And that is a gain of 15 out to the 45-yard line. And just like that, the Panthers are able to give themselves a little space. And Jackson Griffith, the senior receiver, not one of their top receivers coming into this football game, Andy, but has had himself a handful of catches here tonight.
3 receptions and 23 yards.
First down and 10 now at the 45-yard line. Hunt will hand it off to Cooper on first down. Check that. It's not a handoff. He kept it. Faked everybody, including me, and this will be caught down at the Fairview 30, hauled in by Jalen Manns, and that's going to be a pickup of 25 and another Paulding first down as the Panthers are on the move here, coming off the field goal by Fairview.
That's their 10th first down of the game.
In what could be the final play of this third quarter, 2 receivers either side. Will they run a play here or not? Maybe just trying to get somebody to jump. And I think they're going to be happy letting this one go to the fourth quarter. Fairview 10, Paulding 7, our fourth quarter. Final 12 minutes coming your way next right here on DCTV Sports.
Sherwood State Bank, your community bank with locations in Sherwood, Defiance, Fayette, and Archbold. Sherwood State Bank, your community bank since 1945. Online at sherwood.bank.
Fourth quarter is coming your way. Final 12 minutes. Let's take a quick look at our Arthur Law Firm stat tracker, Andy, from that third quarter.
Yes, we'll take a look all together right now for the passing yardage for the Apaches. They're sitting at 128 and rushing at 28 for 156 total yards of offense for Paulding. 141 in the air, 115 on the ground for 256. So Paulding sitting at right at 100 yards more than the Apaches after 3 quarters.
Unofficially, of course.
Unofficially, but the Apaches sit with a 3-point lead.
Paulding will have it first down and 10, design run for Hunt. He'll just take it up the middle, and he's going to fall forward. He's going to have enough for a first down. That's a gain of 10 to the 20-yard line, and Avery Cooper a little slow to get up.
It's one of those there where Hunt outran his blockers, and as a running back / runner, you usually want them to be the leaders. You don't want to lead for yourself.
Is that so?
It is. He'll learn quick after he takes a couple wallops.
First down and 10, ball spotted at the 20-yard line on the edge of our Stanball Jewelers red zone. As Hunt bobbles the snap a little bit, now looking to throw. He's going to go to the end zone, and he'll have a wide open Blake Roanhouse, and the Paulding Panthers will take their first lead of the night. It's a 20-yard Wes Banco touchdown pass to Blake Roanhouse, and the Panthers answer the score from Fairview.
He's wide open there in the corner. You know, got away from Shady Fritch, was able to get some separations on that, and Hunt was able to see that, was able to put the ball right where he needed to, where it was out of the reach of the defender Fritch.
So Hunt will try the point after, as it's like we have another clock reset here. And the snap is down. The kick is on the way, and the kick is good. It's almost like you hold your breath every time a kick goes up. But the Paulding Panthers will answer the score. They take their first lead of the night. It comes at the 11:26 mark of our fourth quarter. 14-10 Paulding. We're back after this on DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Welcome back to Keyser Field. 11:26 to go in our fourth quarter. And the Paulding Panthers have their first lead of the night. It was a 20-yard touchdown pass, a 20-yard West Benko touchdown pass from Colt Hunt to Blake Roanhouse, and that is his 12th touchdown of the season. And it comes here tonight to give the Panthers a lead.
Yes, at a minute and 43 seconds off the clock, Paulding ran 5 plays, 89 yards with that 20-yard pass from Hunt to Roanhouse. It does give Paulding a 14-10 advantage with 11:26 left in the game.
Another update from producer Sean. Carey now up 35-7 over Margaretta. Oh, it's over. That's a final score. Excuse me. Final score, 35-7. So Carey, so the winner of this game will for sure be hosting next Friday night. Ensuing kickoff will be taken by Fritsch. Bobbled it at first, and now he's going to be hit and dropped way back in his own end zone, or way back in the own end of the field. And this is going to be a tough starting field position for the Fairview Apaches inside their own 20-yard line.
You know, and this though gives them a lot of room to throw the ball, a lot of space to have. You're not forced down in closed spaces, and I think that this actually plays to their advantage, knowing that they're going to have to actually, look down the field a little bit. But the offensive line has to give Williams some extra time.
5 receivers set. First down and 10 at the 18-yard line. Trips to the left. Zienike barking out the calls. He's going to have time. He'll look to the far sideline, and this will be over the head of everybody. It'll go incomplete. Looking for John Huffman on that far sideline. Jalen Manns on coverage for Paulding.
It was a great job on the defensive side by that Stiltner, that sophomore, who's doing a really good job of getting pressure on William to speed it up on the backside.
Second down and 10 at the 18-yard line. Just 3 down linemen for Paulding in a 5-receiver set for Fairview. And it'll be a run for Zienike, and he'll be hit and dropped. That was Miguel Martinez, the senior defensive tackle, who had his eye on William Zienike. They're going to give him a gain of 3 out to the 21-yard line, but it'll be 3rd down and 7 for Fairview as the clock rolls under 11 minutes to play here in the ball game.
But you also got to look at this, is that we're looking at a most likely a 4-down territory no matter where it's at, just for the fact that we're running out of time on the offensive side.
Zienike across the middle. It'll be hauled in by Olinger, and that'll be a 1st down. And now we've got a late penalty marker in, and I think we're going to have a late hit coming in. The officials will get together. As it stands, I believe that's a 13-yard reception to the 34. And it does look like they maybe, are they picking up the flag?
I don't know.
No, here we go.
Personal foul.
And they'll decline the penalty. So the play stands 13.
Thank you.
Gain of 13 will stand. It'll be 1st down and 10. Ball spotted at the 34-yard line. Empty backfield for Zienike again. Back to throw. Comes near side. This will be caught, hauled in by Beals across the 40. Give him a gain of 9, 8. Logan Olinger. My bad. I thought that was a 9 instead of a 3. But Olinger hauled that one in at the 41-yard line. So it'll be 7 yards. Bringing up 2nd down and 3. Hitting the 10-minute mark. Design run for Zienike up the middle. He'll slide forward at the 44-yard line. And another whistle. So you're going to be about a yard shy of the first down. So they're spotted at the 43-yard line. And this will be Oldinger with it in the Wildcat. And we have a penalty marker. And we've got a false start against Fairview. So this is going to back them up. 3rd down and 1 will be 3rd down and 6. So what would have been likely to be a first down there on that Wildcat run. Now you got to reset, Andy, and the playbook just shrunk down a little bit as you go from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6.
It looks like it was one of the receivers, the possibility of Frisch may have been leaning forward right before the snap was made and getting an explanation from the official. It was nice of the official to tell him what was going on.
2 receivers either side. Back to passes Zedike. All kinds of time. Now he comes to the near sideline. This will be in and out of the hands of Logan Oldinger as he is hit as he hauled that one in on the near sideline. It'll fall incomplete. It'll bring up a 4th down now for the Fairview Apaches. And it looks as though they are going to bring on the punt team. And with 9:15 to go here in the ball game,
this is a tough call. You know, I mean, obviously you're expecting that you're going to be able to stop them defensively and then get the ball back and do it again. But you're also looking at your 9:15. They can run off 4 or 5 minutes on a couple series, and that could make it very tough.
Grinnell Dennis will stand for the punt. That ball hops to him. He'll get it away. It's a low line drive kick. It'll take a Fairview hop inside the 20-yard line, and it'll be the Roanhouse taking it out across the 25. Made the first man miss, but he's going to have a nice gain on what I thought he was probably going to let kind of roll down, but he picks it up and will give Paulding a little bit better starting field position out to the 27.
That little bit is a big difference. When you look at that, is you're able to pick up anything and stop the ball. As long as you pick it up cleanly, that's always dangerous too when it's bouncing like that. It doesn't always bounce the way you want it to.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 for Paulding at their own 27-yard line. They're clinging to a 14-10 lead here with 9:02 to go in the ball game. It'll be Cooper to the back of Hunt in pistol formation. They'll run it to the near sideline, and this will be Hunt with it out near the 30-yard line. They'll say he was down at the 29. It's a gain of 2, and the clock will spin here under the 9-minute mark. Well, nothing fancy here from Paulding. I think you're going to see them attempt to maybe run a little clock here on this series.
You know, they need to get a couple first downs, so in order to make that happen, you know, Fairview does have 3 timeouts to try to stop it if and when they need to, but they don't need to do that yet. But you know from Paulding's side is that Fairview's potential is always there to be able to put points on the board at any moment. So, you know, they want to try to run off as much or put some more points on the board, that's for sure.
2nd down and 8 now, double motion as they'll shift everybody around. Back to pass is Hunt. Pressure comes. They'll set up a screen on the near sideline. This will be caught by Roanhouse out at the 32-yard line, but a penalty marker from that far sideline. I think it might be an illegal shift against the Panthers.
We sort of saw that from the beginning, but they didn't call it right away, so we'd let the play resume, see if the outcome of it wanted to be a decline, but
Illegal shift is the penalty.
So they'll back him up 5 yards.
thought he said 3rd down, but it still should be 2nd down, right?
Yep. So it'll back him up to the 24-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 13 for the Panther offense as they'll break the huddle. Shotgun formation for Hunt. They'll have Avery Cooper in that pistol behind him, 2 receivers either side. Back to pass is Hunt. Just a 3-man rush. Now he'll step up and he'll tuck it up and go. He's across the 35. He's going to dive near the 1st down marker. I think he's going to have it there. He needed 13, and they're going to give it to him. A gain of 13 for Colt Hunt. And the senior quarterback extends this drive by using his legs when he didn't have anything downfield.
You know, that's
First and 10, Paulding from their own 37.
his 12th carry for the night on 58 yards right now so far. And he had 2 carries in which he lost yardage.
So first down and 10 now at the 37-yard line. Shotgun formation now motion, and all kinds of things happening here. And I think we're going to have another Service Master restore penalty. This is a false start against Paulding. As, again, Andy, you're trying to do some things maybe a little bit differently to run the clock out. You're used to slinging it around a little bit, and maybe you're trying to get some things to run the clock out. It's just not a comfort spot.
You know, we had relatively no penalties in that first half. You know, and now we've had about 4 or 5 here in the second half. And again, false starts are one of those things. It's just, you know, trying to figure out what you got to do and trying to do too much, getting excited.
So it'll be first down, and it'll be a quick throw to that far sideline. It'll be hauled in by Jordan Manns, and another Service Master restored penalty flag comes in at the end of this one. And this is going to be pass interference against Paulding.
Maybe a push off maybe or something. I don't know.
Interference is the call against Paulding.
So the officials are going to talk about this one, and that's going to be the call. It's pass interference against Paulding. And, boy, I tell you, they take 1 step forward right now, 2 steps back, and you know, they're just hurting themselves here trying to run this clock out.
Still 6 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the game. Just made this a 1st and 29.
Yes, you're seeing that right. 1st and 29.
May not be a lot of plays in your playbook for that, but
well, you know, first down though, you've got
absolutely.
You know, you've got 3 chances to get 30 yards. That's 10 a snap.
And it definitely feels better when you look at it that way.
1st and 29 from the 18-yard line. Shotgun for Hunt, back to pass. The lefty looking to throw. Pump fake to the near sideline. Now he's going to tuck it. Now he's looking to throw. He's going to come down the near sideline. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. And again, the coverage downfield on both of these teams tonight, the defensive backfields have really done a nice job.
You know, Fairview went into the game also trying to establish nothing in the screens or flats is what they were looking for, making everything have to go deep because they thought that if they got a good rush on the quarterback on Hunt, that was going to make some havoc, and that's what they've been doing, and it's been successful for them so far.
About halfway home here in our final quarter. 6:11 to go in the ball game. 14-10 Paulding. 2nd and 29 from the 18-yard line. It'll be Cooper with it off the left side. He spins out across the 20. He's going to gain 5 to the 23-yard line. And it's going to be a 3rd down and 24. So now 3rd down and 24. That playbook is real small.
A couple things you don't want to do is you don't want to mishandle the ball. You don't want to drop it or throw an interception. Give yourself a chance to at least try to flip the field a little bit, pick up yardage if you can, and then with your punt, try to make the Apaches have as long of a drive as possible to have to score. But you look at that on the flip side is that Paulding also needs some time, if Apaches do score, to still have time themselves to go down and do it too.
Well, Coach Menzies going to talk about what this 3rd down play call looks like. 5:24 to go in the ball game. 14-10 Paulding. They're going to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. We're back with more after this on DCTV Sports.
West Banco, building a better bank every day since 1870. Community-focused West Banco. Find out more at westbanco.com.
Welcome back to Keyser Field here at Paulding High School. Josh Bush, Andy Singer, our DCTV sports crew, doing a fantastic job here in week number 12. But this is going to be our first night of rain this season, but we're staying dry.
Yeah, you know, and it's ends up being a great crowd. A lot of people, fans, and others from other schools all over the place, players, you know, looking to see what's going to come out of this. And like we said, the exciting thing is that their conference team is going to move to round 3 at some point after 5 minutes and 24 seconds. go off the clock.
And host next week.
And host.
3rd down and 24. Back to pass is Hunt. Just a 3-man rush. He's going to come down the near sideline. This will be knocked out of the hands of Jalen Manns, and it's going to fall incomplete, and that was a nice job. John Huffman on this near sideline. Also, Brody Williams was down there, Andy, and that was a nice job as he went up to get the football, timed that hit perfectly, and knocked it out of his hands.
Right, and again, very, very well played, defended that perfectly. And if we think back to the last time they played, there was a lot of people that were in that situation that were trying to intercept the ball instead of just trying to make sure that they did not catch it. And that's a big difference maker right there, now forcing Paulding into this 4th down and long.
So it'll be 4th and 24 on to punt, and they'll stand at their own 10-yard line to punt this one away. And this is going to be their best punt of the night. This one will fall, and it'll be taken by Olinger off the hop out across the 35, out across the 40. And again, well, that's a low line drive punt, but Olinger able to catch it off a couple of hops. And the Apaches going to have it here with a decent starting field position with 5:05 to go here in the ball game.
A lot of time on the clock, but again, we're looking at the fact that the Apaches being down 4 points, this will be 4-down territory no matter where you're at to try to put it on the board. And as we said, Paulding's got to look at this is that you got to stop them, because if they take a bunch of time off and score, you're going to be down and have to go down and do the same.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Zedek back to pass, near sideline, caught by Olinger at the Paulding 44-yard line. So that's a pickup of 11. It'll be a 1st down for Fairview as the clock continues to spin now, under 5 minutes to go in the ball game.
1st and 10, Fairview from the Paulding 44-yard line.
4 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Zedek will stand by himself in shotgun formation. Takes the snap, back to throw, looks left. Now he goes to the right. He's got a spy coming after him. Pressure from the backside. He'll get away from it. Across the 40, he'll be tripped up as he goes down, and a penalty marker's coming in as a late Paulding body was flying in there, Andy, and this may be some tacked on to the end here. It's going to be a gain of 12, and we'll see what the penalty marker is at the end, as the officials are getting together on that far sideline. It's going to be a personal foul, and this is going to be targeting against Paulding. And I kind of wondered, Andy, as he dove in there as with his kind of leading with his head at Zedek as he was on the ground. You kind of wondered if that might not be the call.
You got to look at that and be thankful that there was no contact, I don't believe, or if it was minimal as far as it could have been. But personal foul on that with that targeting, does move the Apaches up to the 17-yard line.
In our Stanball Jewelers red zone go the Fairview Apaches, and they're quickly into the red zone here, trailing 14-10. Back to pass is Zedek. Now he'll tuck it and go up across the 15. And Zedek slow to get up again.
Stopping the play by number 70,
Gain of 3.
23, Avery Cooper. Gain of 3 brings up 2nd and 7.
So William Zedek, the senior quarterback for Fairview, has taken a lot of hits here tonight, but he will continue to chuck away. Pressure comes from the left side, a little middle screen. This is called in by Gavin Mead, and he'll go down near the 5-yard line. That's going to be enough for a 1st down for Fairview. Call it the 6. It'll be a pickup of 8, and it makes it 1st down and goal for Fairview. The clock spinning, 3.5 to go in the ball game.
It's the first reception for Meade in the second half. He's got 4 receptions for 58.
Back to pass to the right corner. It'll be in and out of the hands of John Huffman as he had Nick Boffman, the sophomore linebacker, covering him on that corner of the end zone, Andy. And, boy, nice job there by Nick Boffman, the sophomore, to knock that out of the hands of John Huffman. Shotgun is, it'll be Zedike that'll take it out across the 5. Give him 2 yards to the 4. That's a tough 2 yards for William Zedike.
You know, he's just, like we said before, he's getting beat up. That's his 21st carry of the night as we speak, to give him 56 yards on 22 carries.
So it'll be 3rd down and goal now. Ball spotted at the 4-yard line. Beals in the backfield to the right of Zedike. He'll roll that way, looking to throw. Pressure comes, and he'll just throw this one away out across in front of Beals. And it is going to be a 4th down and goal now for Fairview. Ball spotted at the 4-yard line with 2:34 to go here in the ball game. And this obviously the biggest play of the night.
The field goal doesn't do you anything here, so there's no sense of even thinking about that. But now we just got to look at this as an Apache attempt to win the ball game here, or at least go up late in the ball game. 3 timeouts by Fairview and 1 timeout for Paulding.
And the Apaches are going to burn a timeout here to talk about it. And like you said, this is for all the marbles here. Season goes on or the season is over. Obviously, there's still time left in the ball game, Andy, but you know, you want to make sure that you get this one right.
Yeah, and you do. And unfortunately, having to burn a timeout like that, though, could come back and hurt them too, because if you don't make this, as far as the touchdown goes, you know, there's still 2.5 minutes to go. You got 2 timeouts to burn. You should get the ball back if you can stop them from getting a first down, right? And so that could potentially be an issue. But, you know, as well, with the way that the Apaches approach it, you know, an incomplete pass stops the clock. You know, they could definitely save some time on that. But, you know, this is a big play, and I think that you're definitely going to see I don't think there's going to be anything tomfoolery here or whatnot. It's just going to be probably a slant pass to one of the guys you want the ball in the hands of. So you could probably see Logan Oliger or Gavin Mead to be 2 of the big targets here that he's going to look to throw to.
4th down and goal, ball at the 4-yard line as Fairview will huddle up and come to the line. It'll be Zedike with 4 receivers to the left. Now they'll shift out. They'll move everybody around. Now 2 backs in the backfield. And it'll be fake to Huffman in the backfield. Pressure comes on Zedike. He's got nowhere to go. Throws it up in the air. And this will be almost caught in the end zone. Almost intercepted. And it'll go incomplete. And it'll be a turnover on downs as the ball hits the turf. And the Paulding Panthers will take over at their own 4-yard line with 2:26 to go here in the ball game. Now with 2 timeouts here, Fairview can stop the clock a couple of times, and they're going to need some big stops here from this defensive unit.
It needs to be quick. The stops need to be quick, but they can do it as far as that goes, is getting the ball back here. They just can't give up many first downs. A couple first downs on Paulding's side is going to make it tough.
1st and 10 as the ball is spotted at the 4-yard line. It'll be Cooper in the backfield behind Hunt, and they'll hand it off to him. No, Hunt's going to keep it on the near sideline. He'll go out across the 5, and he will fall out of bounds as he goes across the 10 to the 11-yard line. So give him 7 yards, but he goes out of bounds. That stops the clock.
Unless they say that he was forward progress is not, or did they say it was out?
I saw the official signal to stop the clock. So clock stops, 2:18 to go in the ball game. It'll be 2nd down and 3 from the 11. And I get what Colt Hunt was trying to do there, but you know, if you're Coach Menzie, you got to be saying, hey, you got to stay in bounds and keep that clock going.
Yeah, it just saved the Apaches from having to use a timeout on that. But it's also kind of tough when he picks up 7 yards. You know, the Apaches got to look at that as saying, if we got to burn one, it's going to cost us down the road if they do pick up this first down.
Hunt in shotgun formation again. He's got Cooper behind him. He'll give it to him on a 2nd and 3. He's going to fall forward out near the first down marker. We're going to see where they put it down, and that's going to be enough for a Paulding first down.
First down, Paulding.
2:13. The clock will spin. As
First and 10, Paulding, ball resting on their own 14.
Colt Hunt will get the play from the sideline. Clock continues to spin, under 2 minutes to go. 14-10 Paulding. Fairview, if you're just tuning in, had it 4th down and goal at the 4-yard line, and the pass fell incomplete. And Paulding is trying to run out the clock here. 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. It's Cooper with it. He's going to be hit as he crosses the line of scrimmage, and that'll be a timeout for Fairview. They're going to burn one here. They'll say Cooper gained 2, so the clock will stop. Minute 35 to go. We're going to take a timeout with them. Coming off of that, it'll be a 2nd and 8 for Paulding. Minute 35 to go in the ball game. We're back after this on DCTV Sports.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Welcome back to Keyser Field here at Paulding High School, as you see the Fairview Apaches huddle on that defensive side. They have one more timeout here, Andy, but time is not on their side here, and we're going to need to stop. And there's a potential, I think they could get the ball back with 20 seconds.
Yeah, not much. But they don't need much either. We know that. We've seen it.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams have, I mean, again, yardage has been kind of at a premium for most of this game here tonight for both of these teams, but they can both get down the field in a hurry. 2nd and 8, ball spotted at the 16-yard line for Paulding. It'll be Hunt handing off to Cooper in the backfield. He's got room out across the 20. He's got a first down out across the 30. He'll be brought down at the 37-yard line. That is 21 yards.
First down, Paulding.
And that will just about ice this one, as Fairview, with just one timeout left, will only be able to stop it one more time, and that first down will put the icing on the cake here for the Paulding Panthers. They will take their time getting to the line of scrimmage. Shotgun, they'll hand it off to Cooper, who just pushes his way to the right side. Clock is spinning, under a minute left to play here in the ball game. It looks like Doug Rakes will burn that final timeout. We're going to take it with them. 48 seconds left on the clock, 14-10 Paulding. We're back after this on DCTV Sports.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
Welcome back to Paulding High School, as you see the Panthers sideline enjoying the final seconds of this one, and you flip it over to the other side and you see Doug Rakes and the Fairview coaches over there telling his players to keep their heads up. He had a great season.
You know, crazy things happen. You know, they still got to, well, I guess they're just going to take a knee on this now.
So Hunt will be in victory formation. He'll put a knee on it. And he's probably going to have to do one more. Clock spinning down to near 30 seconds remaining in the ball game. As you see the Paulding sideline. Shotgun for Hunt, and he'll put the knee on it, and that is going to do it here from Keyser Field. Final score tonight, Paulding your winner, 14-10. Stick around. Our postgame show is next here on DCTV Sports.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
Arthur Law Firm, we understand how overwhelming life can be after being seriously injured in a car accident. With over 50 years of experience, Arthur Law Firm has a track record of getting the results you deserve. When you don't know where to turn, get answers with Arthur. Call us today.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
West Banco, building a better bank every day since 1870. Community-focused West Banco. Find out more at westbanco.com.
Welcome back to Keyser Field, our postgame show tonight, courtesy of Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Keep your eyes healthy for a long life of clear vision. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center, your family's vision source. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com. Final score tonight here from Keyser Field. Paulding a winner, 14-10. And as we look at some of the scoring, it opened up. Fairview got a pick six from Logan Olinger in that second quarter. They went up 7-0. Paulding would answer a 3-yard touchdown run from Avery Cooper. That tied the game 7-7 with 8:49 to go in the first half. Vandermeid with a 29-yard field goal in the third quarter for Fairview put the Apaches up 10-7, but the Panthers would answer as Blake Roanhouse would catch a 20-yard touchdown pass from Colt Hunt, and that gives us our final score of 14-10. Timeout on our Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center post-game show. When we come back, we'll look at the final numbers, and we'll wrap this one up here from Paulding High School next on DCTV Sports.
Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com.
Welcome back to Keyser Field here at Paulding High School as we are wrapping things up, 14-10. Paulding a winner here tonight on our Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. We'll quickly get some stats. Our stats throughout the night made possible by Arthur Law Firm.
Let's take a look at the Fairview Apaches first. They ended up with 57 rushing yards and 168 through the air for 225 total yards of offense. William Zedike had all 168 in the air on 15 receptions is all that he had tonight, 15 receptions. On the ground, William Zedike had 56 total yards on 22 carries unofficially. In the air, Logan Olinger had 51 yards on 5 receptions. Gavin Mead had 58 on 4 receptions. Gavin Garza had 11. Shady Fritsch had 3 receptions for 27 yards. And John Huffman had 21 yards in the air. But again, 15 receptions for the Apaches, 168 total yards through the air for 225 total yards of offense. On the flip side, the victorious Paulding Panthers, they ended up having 180 yards on the ground, 161 in the air for 341 total yards of offense. Colt Hunt had the 161 yards through the air from the quarterback spot, but was able to find Jordan Manns for 7 yards, Blake Roanhouse for 44, Jalen Manns for 81, Jackson Griffith had 23, and Emmett Barnes had 6 in the through the air for receiving. On the ground, Avery Cooper had 64 yards, Colt Hunt had 65, Jordan Manns had that one big one for 52, and Jalen Manns ended up having a -1 on the ground. So 341 total yards of offense for Paulding, 225 for the Apaches.
Our stats throughout the night made possible by Arthur Law Firm. If a serious injury from a car crash puts you on the injured list, call the personal injury attorneys at Arthur Law Firm, serving Northwest Ohio for more than 50 years. Well, for Fairview, Andy, they're going to bow out. Final game of their season, 10-2 on the season. Both of those losses to this Paulding team by a combined 8 points. Again, it's a solid season, a lot of great kids, and some really good things have happened for this team.
You know, there's a reason why these two teams are playing in the second round of the playoffs, and definitely Paulding has shown that they can compete. And if there were any questions from the first game, those questions have been answered. You know, obviously doing what they did tonight is impressive, to say the least, to keep the Apaches down to 10 points, as well as, you know, you take away the pick six, it's really down to 3, which you can't take that away, but just saying offensively, not a lot of output, what usually happens for the Apaches. So Paulding, wish them the best as far as that goes, as there's no doubt, because as we said, a GMC team is making it, and Paulding should be excited. You know, making it this far hasn't happened, I don't believe, in school history, right?
It's their first ever home playoff game.
Yeah, so going to week 3 has to be something that's pretty impressive. There's no doubt for anybody, but yet alone somebody that's not been there. So really excited for them, and to be back at Paulding next week has to also be an exciting point for them too.
Congratulations to the Paulding Panthers, who will walk out of here with the 14-10 win for their head coach, Jim Menzie, who's, again, we're not going to dive into this, but kind of came into a program that had a little turmoil and some things around it, and he's really changed the culture here. You got a 10-0 season, you're playing at home in the playoffs, and so kudos to them. They're going to be back here next Friday night.
Yeah, it's exciting. There's no doubt about it, that they have this opportunity, and it's something that the community can be extremely proud of and build on. You know, future generations, you look at the young kids that were out there on the field after the game, running around, the ball boys and everything else, have to be excited about this and hope for the future of Paulding football to continue to be successful.
I want to say a big thanks to Andy Mead and the entire staff here at Paulding High School for the hospitality. They had a big task tonight. There's 7 media outlets here tonight covering this, and all the extra OHSAA stuff that goes into it. I want to say a big thanks to our DCTV sports crew, our producer Sean, director Jeff, our camera guys, Richard, Brock, and Jalen out there tonight for doing it, and all of our crew for the entire season. We appreciate all their hard work. Friend, it's good to see you.
You betcha.
And thanks for throwing the headset on. I've been knocking on your door trying to get you to do this for a while, and you finally agreed to do one. Your wife said you could. So
yeah, that's right.
And but appreciate you coming and throwing the headset on.
Not a problem. It's fun. Always is.
On behalf of our entire team, I want to say also a big thanks to all of our underwriters who have made this possible for us throughout this season. We couldn't do it without them, and, of course, we couldn't do it without you, the fan who is watching at home. Final score again here tonight from Keyser Field. Paulding a winner, and they'll move on to take on Cary next Friday night right here at Paulding High School. They knock out Fairview 14-10. You've been watching a presentation of DCTV Sports.
Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com.